All right, we are back. Thank God. Because
We like Minecraft.
I was just about done with the conversation we were having prior to going live. Oh, I forgot to test to see if my bot's working today. He is. Okay, cool. All right, everybody, we're back.
Your face is back.
Correct.
Yes, literally.
Your face is
Jacob
back as
Grace.
well.
You can see more of my face now.
Unfortunately. I deserve it. All right. Last week. Man, I'm suddenly very hoarse. Last week. Caddy is going to tell us what happened last week.
Why me?
Well, because I think New Guy did it for Thursday game, and I'm done listening to Vegas, and I knew if I put my wife on the spot, she would punish me later. Not in a fun way.
Well, it's a good thing I watched half of last week's stream right before we got on call.
Nice.
There was a lot of it was like a lot of combat. We finished that fight with like the Golem and the Tahanan, and were eventually able to get out of the former ruins on Inzad with 2. We ended up taking both of them, right? Or just 1 captive?
2. Yeah, you have 2.
We have 2.
We took 2 Tahanan captives on board the Involuker and jetted off to space, where we had a message waiting to let us know of some happenings, some political happenings in the Maurar system on Helgurg, on planet Helgurg. The Sphere Mandate has a control carrier parked outside of Helgurg, looking really threatening. 1 control carrier is equal to like a fleet. It carries all of the frigates and stuff like that. And there are some like nano weapons. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Nano weapons?
Nano
Okay,
weapons.
there's some nano weapons that have been released on the surface of the planet. And our old friend, I cannot remember her name. She's a hacktivist. Kibby. Old friend Kibby from like Session 0 is a hacktivist who asked us to help with the nano weapons. Now we have a plan to go and talk to the Helgurg government and try to negotiate a deal with the Sphere Mandate to allow them to pass through this space, although hopefully not totally occupy the planet, so that they can go handle the Seldrosi Empire in the Fire Expanse. I'm sure I'm missing some stuff.
Just some finer details, but otherwise, great job. And those finer details being that the nanoweapon was released by the Helgurg government to stop the Exalvir from taking over the planet.
Yeah.
Sphere Mandate.
And we ran into the image of a Tahanan, and we argued with it.
Yeah, but that didn't really go anywhere because we're really dumb. We learned a lot. Well, technically, we learned a lot about the Tahanan, but we didn't do any convincing of him that we were capable, pragmatic, or intelligent by any means.
Just annoying, really, which he already knew.
Which he already knew, yeah. So that's kind of where that's at.
And then I was called a mad scientist for just one thing: to catalog and learn as much as possible on the Tahanan.
Okay, I didn't say that.
I mean, Alicia will help you. You do only need 1 alive, right? Because I can still make that happen.
So, we start today with you guys dropping out of hyperspace in view of the planet Helgurg.
Mm-hmm.
And we cut to you guys gathering in the lounge to go over your plan.
And Irene definitely has her special outfit.
The face hologram thingy. Yeah, Tanya
Delacroix. It's like a real life face rig.
Mm-hmm.
Which trying to imagine is unsettling in a lot of ways.
Irene is now the campaign's VTuber.
Yeah. I'm not surprised, but it is unfortunate.
Irene is a walking deep fake.
Real quick aside, because you haven't gotten started yet, but have y'all seen like when people use deepfake technology instead of de-aging, and it looks so much better, but movies keep using de-aging?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah. A prime example is some of the fan fixes, without spoilers, of the season 2 finale of Mandalorian.
Yeah, and also Rogue One, Tarkin, and actually Leia looked better de-aged, but Tarkin with the deepfake looked amazing.
Yeah.
That's nice, dear.
Thank you. That's what Caddy's bringing to the table today. I can't wait.
I'm just not engaging at all. No, yeah, deepfakes are really fun, especially when people are like, I just did it to recast this role. Anyway, that is, yeah, so also our plan was catch up with Kibby.
Yeah.
Send Irene and Elise to handle nanobots after we have kind of a view of what's happening on planet side, right? And then send myself and Razik. I will probably have regrets about this. Send myself and Razik to go speak to the Helger government. During the travel time, I was going to I lost my train of thought now. During the travel time, I was going to look for information about like some concrete evidence about Saldrosi presence, especially anything to do with like the new Starkeepers.
Okay.
That way I could like bring it to Helgerg and be like, look, things are really bad in the Fire Expanse. Maybe we can negotiate with the Sphere Mandate to allow them to travel through without necessarily occupying Helgerg, like keeping a Helgerg local government underneath the Sphere Mandate.
Remind me again. I know we've run into a few instances of Saldrosi Empire deep cover agents within the Wild Cluster.
Yeah.
Wild Cluster. That's what I was thinking of. I keep saying Fire Expanse.
Have we?
I know.
Did we run into one in Helgerg? I can't remember.
No,
I don't think we did.
We ran into one on Tectus.
With the...
When you sabotage the space elevator.
The elevator, yep.
The ethereal space elevator.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
If Hypost mentions that he's looking for any information on the Starkeepers, Elise will hand over what she has researched.
Right. So speaking of Tectus, given that Hypost was researching... Excuse me. Tectus, before the summit, has kind of devolved into a proxy war. There is corporate war, and it is the worst kept secret that one side of the corporate war is being backed by the Sphere Mandate, and the other side of the corporate war is being backed by the Saldrosi Empire.
Like Russia and Latin America.
Like Russia and any country nearby.
Pretty much any other country. I mean, look, Latin America's not nearby, but they still did it.
Nearby is relative.
Technically on the same planet.
Yeah.
Which is more than the Sphere Mandate can say.
With the scales we're dealing with in this campaign, they're next door neighbors.
That's nearby. Worst kept secret. Very good. Okay, yes. Does everyone have everything on them? Elise's in power armor. Tanya Delacroix has her face.
Also, Tanya Delacroix has had time to use the fabricator to replace her tool set. Okay.
Elise is gonna insist that everyone take a vibroblade with them, just in case we run into something.
Okay.
I have my flechette pistol, so I don't need it.
Okay. Because Elise
Um,
is taking one. Like, you don't have to, but she's gonna insist.
Irene's gonna
great
take
idea.
Psyblade. And because of the proximity of the sphere mandate, the TID PP is absolutely disassembled and hid in different compartments among the ship. Like,
Including its life.
yeah. The power supply is inside Slag's chest cavity at the moment.
I'm not gonna bring my like high-powered laser rifle, the really slow one, or the assault rifle. However, my or wait, no. Yes, I am. I have my high-powered laser pistol in the hidden holster. I'm not bringing assault laser, but my laser rifle is concealable, meaning I can take it apart into pieces and hide it in like a big
briefcase. Yeah.
Yeah. So it will be
a cello case.
I wouldn't have to take it apart if it was in a cello
That's
case.
true. I just put it in there.
Violin case.
There we go. Yeah.
Hiding things. I did make my side blades concealable, so is it possible that I worked with Irene to build like slots in the armor where I could actually hide my side blades in the
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
I'm not wearing power armor, which I also need to update on my sheet. Feels like it would be bad to go to a diplomatic meeting in power armor. Just kind of like a dick move.
Depends who you're meeting.
I said diplomatic. It's also in quotation marks on our Twitter.
If you had a diplomatic meeting with the Saldrin, I think I'd still wear power armor.
I mean, it's not with the Saldrin.
That's true.
It's with Helgurk, and I'm trying to appear as helpful and non-violent, which we don't necessarily have a good reputation for. So I'm creating as much of like a friendly visage. And then I want to reach out to Kibby and see if there's a place where we can meet up.
Jaken, while we're traveling, I believe I was trying to learn the Tehanan's language as best as I can. Did they cooperate? Where am I with that?
I don't think they'd cooperate.
Okay.
So you're working off of like recordings,
or them talking to each other,
and the translation algorithm that Irene made. And
yeah.
if you're letting them talk to each other, I'm sorry, I can't stop yawning, and that's not good because we just started. Yeah, so I'd say you're working on some kind of translation matrix for like a translating device, but it's not finished yet.
Obviously. Okay.
Yeah. You can safely say that you can insult their mother, but that's about, anything beyond that scope. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Yeah, I guess in that case we go to meet up with Kibby wherever it is. She said we could.
All four of you?
Yeah, I think the plan is to like catch up with her first and then split.
Cool. All right. Guys arrive. And you are greeted by Kibby's brother, Silnar. As you guys go through the security systems that they have in place to guard the hideout, and you see Silnar, he cracks as warm a smile as Silnar is capable. Silnar is quite reserved, whereas Kibby is a little more of a firecracker. And Silnar is, of course, an Albish, just like his brother, just like his sister. That's the word I'm looking for. And they are silver scaled, and they're wearing kind of, well, Silnar is wearing kind of like, half military armor, half Mad Max armor kind of vibe, with a weapon strapped at his side. But he seems happy to see you guys, and he gives a particular nod to Razik, because the last time you guys met Silnar, Razik saved his life.
Ah, warm feelings. They abound. Hello. Looking good in here. Gonna zoom out. There we go.
Now, given that you have stealth technology, we're able to land the Involuker.
Yes. Discreetly.
Discreetly. You know, like in a field, all of Star Trek 4. But you're not invisible.
No. Not that kind of stealth technology.
Yeah.
Yet. Unless. I enjoy making Vegas shake his head.
Oh.
10 out of 10.
Cool. Silnar's says, alright, well, Kibby's waiting for you over here. I post, are you wearing, you said you're not wearing your armor?
Just power, like the vacuum suit, but not like the power armor, not the like exoskeleton.
Okay. They would have advised everyone but Razik to wear some kind of life support system.
Yeah.
Because the nano weapon is affecting all mammalian species.
Yeah, my vacuum armor still has life support. It's just not.
It's
just not the huge, extra beefy metal.
Irene,
suit.
you could wear an exo. You can wear a vac
just
suit,
like
because your ship has vac suits. Yeah.
Fine.
It'll ruin your look, but it will make you look more human.
I mean, you out of everyone really should.
What? Why? I'm just a normal, everyday human. Nothing strange here.
Does the mask only change her face, or?
I think we established that it only changes like her face
so she has,
and her neck.
Yeah, she's wearing she's actually wearing her full like flight jacket with gloves and everything.
It's like the Winter Soldier thing, but less magic. Does that shit change your body shape in your hands?
like you put the thing on and like bone structure is different. You're 3 inches taller.
Yeah.
Suddenly she's a man, like fully functioning. I'm like, whoa.
All right, so Silnar leads you down this way.
I was about to be like, spoilers. But it doesn't actually matter for a movie that's been out for a while. I'm really enjoying watching all of us slide around.
No, it's really
engaging.
Yeah, engaging and
this is the
immersive
content I'm here for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So Kibby cracks a big smile and
gets a big hug.
Yeah, I was gonna say gives Hypost a big hug and then gives Irene a big hug, and then waves at everyone behind and says, "Well, good thing you guys are here. Take it that means you got my message, and you know why we brought you here."
Mm-hmm. We've got some plans, but we wanted to kind of like run them by you and see really what will be best. You know, this is your community, and community action, community-led action. What do y'all need to see? And then we can provide y'all with what we were thinking of on our way over.
Okay. So there's a nanovirus unleashed on our planet. It's targeting over half of our population. Our hospitals are overloaded. There's no treatment, and the government won't shut it off. Because as long as it's active, the sphere mandate is going to stay in orbit instead of landing.
What is the mechanism of action for this nano weapon, or do you know?
Well, it's a nanovirus, so it's biomechanical nanites designed to attack specific cells. It was originally engineered to attack Exolvi cells, but I don't know how well known this science is, but every mammalian species in the Milky Way shares trace amounts of Terran DNA. And that DNA allowed the nanovirus to adapt, and now it's going after everybody with hair.
Well, I mean, it would have had to have adapted because unless it was Exolvi developed, it wasn't going to be good enough to actually hurt Exolvi. So, like, evolution makes sense.
Hey, Tanya, we're among
Yeah.
friends. We're among friends. But people who are not Exalvi do not speak that highly of the sphere mandate. We
are-
are among friends, so it's okay now. But for the disguise to work,
Yeah, I
you have to
get it. I'm getting
you
it
have to
all
remember
out
that
of my
everyone's
system now.
jealous of you. You have to remember that everyone's jealous and that they're gonna act with, like, envy and tell lies, and you have
Right.
to act into the just really get in character.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm getting it out of my system now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, just checking. Cool. So there are a few things we would like to do for you, Kibby, while we're here. Irene is I'm feeling like Razik should probably assist Irene in this endeavor. So we're gonna have to change our plans a little bit.
Yeah. Biomechanisms are not exactly my forte.
Yes.
No, but together we should be able to get through this.
Mm-hmm. Tanya is incredibly gifted at computer systems, which I feel like will be helpful for getting into any place that people might not want her to get into, if you know what I'm saying. Which, of course, Kibby, you are as well. I feel like you'll be a good team. And Razik is an incredibly skilled medic, as you know.
Right. Well, unfortunately, Sonar and I have already been made. So, for this operation, it's just going to have to be your crew. Which is not ideal. But if...
We are here to support you, so it's okay.
Okay. So we only have one real lead on how to shut down these nanobots.
Mm-hmm.
The nanovirus was constructed in the cold storage facility on the Beloha 8 research base.
Whoops, sorry, I clicked by accident.
It's in the heart of the city. It's what the city was built around. Now, this cold storage facility was supposedly for long-term storage, and our sources tell us that it's lightly guarded. It was developed there in secret, means they're probably not putting a whole lot of effort into defending it, especially now that the nanovirus has been unleashed. We need to break into the nanovirus testing facility. That should have all the information we need to shut down the nanovirus. Obviously, the Helgar government put in a kill switch. We're hoping that the place where it was made will have that kill switch and how to turn it on, how to flip it. Once it's flipped, the nanobots are down. Well, people will stop dying, but then y'all know what happens next when there's a control carrier in orbit, and we've already killed hundreds of their soldiers when we first deployed this weapon. So the fact that they haven't pancaked us from orbit, probably good? I don't even know.
We would. So we have some plans about the control carrier too, because you had mentioned it in your message will work. Message we not broadcast. I had a word in my I just lost it. Anyway, you mentioned it in your message. Transmission. That was it. Anyway. There is obviously a Saldran presence in the wild cluster. I think that is pretty much common knowledge, at least for it's knowledge for those who are in the know, who have their ear to the ground, as it were, who have their pokers in a lot of fires. You know, they have a lot of pies, and their fingers are in them. And so we would really like to see about negotiating some agreement where the sphere mandate can leave well enough alone on Helgerg, but has some ability to move between, like, through/past Helgerg to the wild cluster where the Saldran presence is being felt. Oh, yeah, that's true, Vegas. Anyway,
Yes, your light winds have healed.
oh, cool. I should also do that.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna want to do some rolls because
We'll keep talking here, and then we'll retroact.
Okay, yeah.
So really the goal for us while we're here is not just to handle these nanoweapons, but ideally visit some sort of government center, have me do some talking, and while I am being very distracting, have members of my team gather as much intel as we can, do some reconnaissance, and come out of there, one, equipped to, if not equipped to talk to the sphere mandate, at least having equipped the Helger government with a kind of leverage to talk to the sphere mandate. Does that make sense? And then off to this cold storage center, because the sound of the cold storage center sounds like we should all be together for that one.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. When our government, the Prime Resolve, unleashed a nanovirus on the planet and started killing its own people, there was a lot of civil unrest, which at first Silnar and I were like, finally, right?
Yeah.
But
That's what we all
then,
dream of, you know?
yeah, but now there's really no way to get access to any municipal building without a focused and powerful directive of will, of force, and you gotta shoot your way in. Basically, they're not exactly taking visitors, so I don't know how you guys are going to be able to talk to the government.
Well, I mean that's like an easy fix though. Like, because if the government has turned on the people, then part of this, like part of talking to the sphere mandate and establishing these terms that Hypoist has kind of laid out there, if the government has turned on the people, then I think it's about fucking time that the people formed their own government.
Or
and just took
chose
the
not
old
to
one
have a
out of
government at all.
right. Just take the old government out of the equation. Like, if they're gonna do this to their own people, they're worse than
Then
the
what the
mandate.
people need to do is, yes, the people need to be the ones to negotiate with the sphere mandate.
Okay. So how are we gonna do that?
And they're gonna need a local representative, someone who's had
Someone who's a member of the community, who's been involved.
Oh, okay. But how are we gonna talk to the sphere mandate?
Oh, That's the easy part.
We just need to get their attention.
We're very good at doing that.
Okay. This plan sounds really, really scary. You guys came in here really confident. So I assume that means you know what you're doing.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, we've done this 1,000 times.
The siblings look at each other, doubtful.
This is sort of what we do.
Well, really, what Irene, Tanya, oh man, I have to get into practice. What Tanya means by that is we have been, ever since our kind of first encounter so long ago, it feels like so long ago, we've done a lot of work with communities on the ground level with establishing a sense of self-governance. Um,
And
we've
overthrowing
been
the patriarchy.
We've definitely been involved in taking down some really powerful adversaries on our end. So we're really hopeful to come here and help Helgerg as a community-led sort of people-led program, very grassroots effort.
High Post, I think you need to make a skill check to shovel the bullshit.
Yeah.
Can Irene assist?
Since you're not lying, I mean, parts of what you said were true, but parts of what you're saying were lying. I'm gonna go ahead and let you use influence
Okay.
or deception, but I assume you're gonna use influence because
Yeah. I was assuming it was gonna be deception, which I
So-
have some stuff in.
Well,
But
just say, like, if it's a little bit of each, would
look,
Irene being proficient in deception be able to assist Hypoest in his influence role?
I think if it's gonna be influence, I'm gonna lean more heavily on Kibby, you have been doing so much work here too. And I really believe in your ability to gather the people together and to
so it's
localize that effort.
less about your bullshit and more about
And more about empowering Kibby. Thank you.
Okay.
Like hand on the shoulder, eye contact.
Let's keep what was pre-established, and actually, I think it's going to be a deception roll. And yes, Irene can help.
Okay, that's fine.
So that's I can't remember. Is that a plus one or a plus two?
Because if you have ranks in, it's plus 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only social skill Irene has ranks in.
So that is a stellar.
Okay. The siblings, God bless them, they take it hook, line, and sinker, and they think you guys are anarchist extraordinaires who have toppled countless worlds, even though they never heard about a single one. They take you at your word, and they're like, "Oh, this is better than we could have hoped. We're finally gonna have our revolution, and we're gonna, save the planet." So, this is gonna be really, really bad when the usual thing happens with this crew, but until then, these two are really excited.
So when this works,
yeah, I'm beginning to panic
going forward, when we pitch this, it won't require deception anymore.
You're like, remember Helgerg? And then you hope that the rest of that sentence is, well, now it's a smoldering crater, but
for a very split second, the population was in control.
Hey,
this can only go well.
Just because you've burned the quiche every time you've tried to make the quiche doesn't mean you should stop trying to make the quiche.
All right.
I mean, you should just get used to crispy food. It's smoked.
Yeah. Just invent smoked quiche.
There we go. Really brief aside, when I was quite young, my mom accidentally burned a huge batch of broccoli cheese soup, and I had just learned about the concept of smoked cheeses, so I insisted on eating a whole bowl of it because I was like, "No, Mom, it's just smoked," and she cried.
Oh.
It's the best story ever. I hated the smoked cheese too, so she was just like, "Why are you eating it? We didn't even like smoked cheese." Anyway, we'll just smoke Helger.
Smoked Helger. Fuck.
Sounds like some Lithuanian delicacy. Yes, smoked Helger.
I mean, it is about to get real.
With a good
Vulcan
15-year-old
mode here.
red.
Anyway, I really wish I had a soundboard just with like the USSR anthem on it, but I don't, unfortunately. The amount of times I try to hum it really badly.
Well, don't you have the little buttons?
I do, but right now they're for my dog to shout at me.
Not for the fucking communist revolution.
Well, I mean, you've been
I can buy
clearly
more
training.
buttons.
You've been training your dog wrong if she don't know the Russian anthem. Listen,
Anyway.
Comrade Corgi.
We are not going to let Kibby down. Cause like I am personally am too emotionally invested in Kibby from the one other interaction we've had.
This is like the first time we're coming back to an NPC and they're like, "Hey, it's nice to see you."
Well, Wesh
likes us.
Oh.
Liked us.
Now his planet's enslaved, but that wasn't your fault.
That one wasn't us.
And Doc.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Go cry in a corner now.
Yep.
I mean,
so we're gonna do this.
You still have him. He's programmed.
That's true.
Somewhere.
That's true.
Yeah. It's like mourning that you uninstalled a game by accident. You can just reinstall it.
Except we don't have a machine to install it on. Yet.
I just had a red versus blue flashback, and I kind of want to install dual gun.
Just load him into the TID PP.
Oh my god.
Right?
You have given too much of a powerful idea right there. Like, no.
As soon as Elenia was like, "Oh, like in a gun," I was like, "Haha, like the TID PP."
Hold on, muting myself and pulling up a notepad for ideas.
Okay, great. So back to the campaign.
Yeah. I just want to do some like chatting with Kibby about this idea for a little bit, just to be like, you should reach out to some friends, see if you can start to collectivize, if maybe there's some autonomous zones that we could work out of.
Yeah. That sounds like Hypoist. Oh.
You opened this door.
I didn't open any door.
Pretty
door
much
was left open, and you waltzed in with your communist propaganda.
But he's so likable.
I don't think I've ever liked Hypoist.
He's so handsome and likable. You were like, here's a species that is only known for being incredibly likable and also incredibly dense. And I was like, oh, the perfect anarcho-communist.
I never said they were dense, but that's okay.
Like psychic power-wise, they can't be accessed.
I don't know why we're having this argument, but you know, whatever. Autonomous zones. Okay. She informs you that the vast majority, almost the entirety of her little resistance movement, when the nanovirus got unleashed, they tried the whole uprising thing, and almost all of them are dead or detained.
Cool.
So, unfortunately, no autonomous zones for you.
I mean, not yet.
I'll start getting the cardboard for you to make your garden.
Um So what we can do is if you could just see who's still around, and not necessarily, we're not trying to do like a violent resistance at this point. What we are trying to do is get people who are in need of assistance, maybe even people who are sick, in need of medical care, into one place, because we have this excellent doctor who has been responsible for many clinics. Yes, new guy?
Medical care that is not contagious. You do not want to bring a crowd in a single area if people are contagious.
Yes.
Well, no, hold on. Because if we're talking about leading an uprising of the people, correct, you don't normally want to bring a bunch of people together when there is some sort of
Contagion,
contagion going around.
pandemic. Yeah.
But if we can maintain mostly peaceful protests, we should be okay.
When we started this campaign, the world was in a better place. and now
And now Chicken's losing it.
and now I don't like it.
You're like, actually, I have decided to kill all of your characters.
I'm
And when
thinking about
the spirit mandate makes their move, and they just destroy the planet
While
while
you
we're
guys are
on it.
talking, they fired a nuclear missile right at your hideout.
Planet Cracker, there you go.
I believe the technical term used earlier was they're going to pancake us.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
A glass Helger with you on it.
Glass mold. Done.
What?
Nuke it from orbit, it's the only way to be sure.
The Exterminatus, starting with your place of residence.
They actually did see the Involucre, and
they started with that and worked their way in a spiral.
Yeah. Just to make sure that everything was real cleaned out.
I mean, the temptation is real.
And then Hypewest crawls out like a cockroach and says, I was thinking of establishing... He was like, you didn't have the spirit stick.
We can still make Utopia.
I once again require...
Okay, alright.
All of a sudden, Slag is just sitting in the back with his mittens.
This is the best way we've ever broken Jacob.
No, it's not, and I don't like it.
Instead of, well, obviously.
Have we adequately distanced ourselves from our characters now? And we can get on with the game.
Hypewest is fully in character.
Oh, Hypewest is fully in character. I'm talking dire roll.
But wait, here comes Hypewest with a steel chair.
Hypewest wants to get some of people's... What I'm trying to do is get people's needs met in a way that attaches them to our cause by offering assistance in what is most pressing, in like a very flashy way at first, by being like, oh, well, we have this doctor, we're going to work on this. And then in a less flashy way, we are going to go handle the source of the nanovirus technology, and we'll have a better understanding of it, because hopefully we will attract a person or two who have it in their system that we can somehow isolate it. Obviously that takes a lot of time, but for now it's going to be like showy, set up a camp, autonomous zone, quote unquote. Prop Kibby up as the person who's really making sure that people are safe here and brought us in because she knew that we could help. Establish some loyalty around Kibby, and then us go handle the thing, and then help Kibby in negotiating with the sphere mandate.
Okay.
Hypothetically, we could even do the negotiate with the sphere mandate before we try to take out the the virus itself, because they're not going to be able to come down here till the virus is.
Okay, I just want to set some expectations out of
Yeah.
character.
Uh-huh.
The whole establishing a medical camp under Rizik's care, plausible. Propping
Yeah.
Kibby up as the leader, plausible.
Mm.
But there's like, now you got the question mark profit problem, where the question mark is, how does that get a seat at the table with the Sphere mandate?
I was just gonna say, I was thinking we make a very big scene somewhere. Like, our group is like Irene.
So
is
you get
a big
cameras on
attraction.
you and you say, we demand to talk to the Sphere mandate.
Probably even just, hey, this is what's going on planet. This is what's going on in the wild cluster. The people of this planet are willing to let you have some semblance of a presence peacefully. Maybe not full control.
So set Kibby up as an opposition
to the current government.
Yeah.
For the Sphere mandate to support.
As the leader of the freedom fighter organization that shut down the nanovirus.
Yeah.
Okay. This has legs. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So establishing credibility as an organization by doing the medical camp, getting people involved, propping Kibby up. This is an incredibly long process that we're probably going to gloss over.
Yeah.
It's just not interesting.
Yeah, but it was like we could finally actually do.
They're good ideas, but I'm saying like, yeah, I'm just saying like, let's get to the action. You know what I mean? And then getting cameras on you and saying Kibby constantly talking about overthrowing the government in some capacity. And then you guys are gonna go shut down the nanovirus.
Yes.
And that'll be. And once you have your finger on the trigger, that'll be your bargaining power with the Sphere mandate.
Yeah.
Going around the Helgr government, which is called the Prime Resolve.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add one more bargaining chip, and it's gonna make Rizik sound very cold, but he's calculated it since we started this session. Legit, like I calculated it in my head. The Tahanan.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot keep them on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Too many mouths to feed, and air, like, the ship is only made for so many people. I'm not sure if they count, like, if they go over the limit or not. We can't drop them back to where they belong, because that's the enemy. We can't drop them back just randomly on one of the wild cluster planet, because they either will cause trouble or get killed, so it, again, no problem. So, given the fact that the only possible outcome for these guys is to eventually die, because we can't do anything with them and I can't really save them, they could be added as a bargaining chip for the Sphere mandate. On top of stopping the nanobot, they could get access to one of the Tahanan, which is an exterior opposite force that may cause trouble in the near future.
Well, there's very clear footage of the Citadel class ships attacking Nachi.
Yeah, and you can kind of assume that the Citadel ship footage has disseminated across the fire expanse.
Right, like everyone is for a while was probably talking about that. Well, and that's what the whole.
Okay, then you gotta be quiet.
All of this to begin with was
you gotta be quiet?
That footage brought together that the
summit.
The summit. The summit was there to talk about that threat, and then everything exploded over that. So yeah, offering up
we could give
access
them
to information on them to the Sphere mandate,
which could potentially give them a foot up against Seldrosi.
Right, because if the Sphere mandate are the ones that know how to deal with the Tahanan better, there's going to be more people siding with them in this conflict.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like it.
I'd like I am not a fan of giving that power to the Sphere mandate, but
it does work.
It works if it gets us what we need, and in the long term, if one of them is going to get that information, I think everyone would agree Sphere mandate right now is lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Okay.
Barely, but they are.
Razik, give me a medicine check to treat the sick.
Any bonuses or malices?
Nope.
So since I'm assuming I'm not in a infirmary or anything, that's gonna be 1 here, and treating is treatment, so 2. 9's not very high, but that's still an excellent.
Excellent. Okay. So with your excellent success, everyone who isn't infected with the nanovirus, you're able to, with the supplies you have, treat the people that you can treat, and help the people you can't. And even the people with the nanovirus, you're able to kind of like help them with the symptoms, but you can't treat the cause, right?
Make them more comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. You also get a good look at this nanovirus, and it's dangerous, and it's fast acting.
I made a comment earlier that I have since realized was the opposite of the comment I should have made. Biomechanical stuff is right up Irene's alley. She's got specialization in cybernetics and engineering. So combining the two is something that she does. And because she and Razik have talked about this.
Yeah.
And
Proof
now
is,
it's like, this is the time for their brains to come together on it.
Proof is that Razik is also proficient in cyber medicine.
It's almost like we're perfect to deal with this situation.
How odd.
I guess I brought this up earlier, but the psychics need to make a few rolls.
Yeah. Well, okay, because it's at the end of the scene and at the end of every 8 hours of rest. You make a roll, right? And the psychic fatigue doesn't just go away.
Mm-hmm.
Crap. That's garbage, and I hate it.
Light wounds and grazes. Go ahead and clear those.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, right? Everybody. Oh.
Did we roll for
Vegas
moderate wounds during travel?
Irene is fucked up.
Does Caddy have any moderate wounds? 2.
Yeah, I've got 2.
All right.
One of them's a surgery
once
wound.
New Guy gets back, let's go ahead and do some surgery.
One of them's already a surgery wound.
Okay.
Okay, how many?
No, they're both surgery wounds, if memory serves.
Oh yeah.
How many psychic fatigue rolls would we get?
Get 1 for now, or 2. Do 2.
What I wanted to be doing during the time of establishing camp was effectively people's schmoozing, like the folk hero schmoozing.
I'm gonna get to that. So for people with moderate wounds, although Vegas, you need surgery. So this is really just Caddy, right? Give me 2 resilience checks.
Jake, and I forget. Does my sonic fatigue minuses affect this roll?
Yes.
So I subtract my sonic fatigue.
I spilled water everywhere, but I can give treatment rolls to give bonus to resilience.
Oh yeah, let's do that first. So do treatment for the resilience check that's about to come.
The first one's a fail. The second one is a excellent, so +2.
How the? Oh, it was a 2. I was like, how the fuck?
Okay,
well, so
I
+2 on one of your rolls.
I succeeded mine, so if you want to get Irene for it.
Okay. Well, Irene probably wants to potentially get rid of medical stuff first.
Yeah. No, that's
so
fair.
2 resilience checks, one of which gets a +2.
Okay.
Hypoist.
And then our wound penalties apply to those.
Yes.
Yes.
I failed the other.
That,
but I
I think that's just 1 short. Yeah, it's 1 short on that one. And that definitely passes.
Okay, so get rid of 1 moderate wound because it would have downgraded to light and it would have cleared.
Yeah, cool.
All right, so let's do surgery on Vegas. Vegas, are any of your wounds surgery?
1 moderate is from surgery.
Okay, so you need 5 successes in surgery before 3 failures.
We're not doing emergency, and I believe the room on the Involucre gives +1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that would be 1, 2, 3. Wow, I'm really rolling low tonight, but that's 1 hour for 2.
Okay.
And that's clear.
So, clear your serious, keep both moderate, and then give me 2 treatment checks for both moderate wounds. Just give them bonuses for the resilience check.
The 2 of them, the first one will get 3, and the second one will get 2.
All right, roll it. Remember the -1, so it's going to be 2 and 2 plus 2 and plus 1.
Fail.
Okay.
And +1, success.
Okay. So the entire crew is either at 1 moderate or no wounds. Okay. Now, given all the time that's taking place, I would say that it's been at least another day, but Razik is too busy to treat you guys. But if you guys want to do resilience checks just with the -1, go for it.
What was that?
You're good.
Oh, okay. I'm reading something.
Nope.
Yeah, that's a fail.
All right, go ahead and give me 2 psychic fatigue recovery checks, Irene.
One success.
Okay. How many levels are you left with?
I have 1 now.
Okay. Next, Hypois, give me an influence check to see how well you can, rally people. I'm gonna go with no. How many people you can rally to Kibby by proxy?
Okay. So that's just a +1. I need like a 4. There we go. That is a stellar.
Okay. So,
on the notes.
With Hypoist, you guys are gathering quite a lot of followers to this Kibby movement, which is promising, a new government, get rid of the nanovirus, and in the meantime, taking care of the people that need it. It's built up a significant amount of support. One where, at this point, you guys are probably dealing with Helger defense kind of, coming in and harassing, and perhaps arrests have been made. So who wants to make a misdirect check to see if you guys can keep yourselves and Kibby out of harm's way?
Actually, I think I should do that because I'm actually put points into it.
Okay.
I also put points into it, but I am willing to just help you.
Okay.
Because I only put 2 points in that.
How many pluses does that give me?
Plus 2 step.
2 step.
16.
1 short of an excellent.
Okay, with an average success, you have a few close calls, but you're able to get yourselves and Kibby away from danger. However, you guys know that they're going to be honing in on you. They haven't found Kibby's safe house, but it's becoming increasingly dangerous for you guys to go out in public. Now, Razik has managed to maintain distance from Kibby, although he's associated with Kibby because Kibby's taking credit for his clinic. But since he's running the clinic, the Helgerg, police force isn't harassing Razik. They're letting him do his thing because they realize that if they take the doctor out, they're gonna have a bigger problem on their hands.
More unrest, yeah.
All right, another day. Razik, you're still busy with the clinic, so you guys want to do raw resilience checks and sonic fatigue checks?
Yeah.
Ooh, we get
I'm just going to drop both mine at once because they're both -1 at the moment. Oh, no.
Wouldn't one be -2?
Yeah, sonic fatigue would be -2.
Woo! I did it.
Okay.
It's a fail on resilience.
Wow. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Ow.
Nice.
Oh.
That's a fail on psionic fatigue.
Okay. And so we have 1 moderate wound left. Hyposis all healed up. No, still has a moderate wound, or all healed up?
All healed up. I was just
Okay.
taking my sweet ass time.
And then each of you who are psionic have 2 psionic fatigue. No, 1 psionic fatigue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
In between the 2 of us, there's 2.
So you're getting healthier. So we cut to Kibby, Silnar, and the 4 of you inside the safe house. And Kibby says, "All right, your point of entry is a human named Isan Banks.
Excellent name.
Thank you. Isan Banks is a courier with access to cold storage. He's also been giving extra environmental protection for the nanovirus because of his job as courier. In addition, we've also procured a cerebral port, which
everyone's face.
Oh, yeah?
Which can be installed in one of you. And with it, we have an advanced skill module, which gives you a doctoral understanding of nanotechnology, which is an engineering specialty.
Well, if no one else is going to jump at that, Irene wants it.
The logical conclusion is for Irene to have it. I would contest it, but it would be an illogical conclusion.
Well,
At least he doesn't like cybernetics, so she's like, yeah, go ahead.
It would also, I think it would make equal sense for Razik to have it. It's one of those,
Yes, but you already have the training necessary to manipulate engineering.
Fair enough.
Stuff.
Okay.
Stick it in me, Doc.
A cerebral port has a cyber score of 2, which means that if you suffer a critical wound, you will take system damage. Which means when you take system damage, you have to make a resilience check. And if you fail, one of your cyberware shuts down, which you only have one. So if you fail it, then your cerebral port will get knocked out if you take a critical wound. So at that point, you're probably not planning on using it anyway. All right. So the cerebral port, the skull port consists of a small computer installed in the cerebrum and an access point in the skull, not unlike today's USB port. You can save memories, thoughts, or images to a small data stick via your cerebral port, or access external ones by plugging in a data stick with the right sort of file format. Cerebral ports are also necessary for using skill modules. You can, with your level, you can accommodate 2 skill modules into the cerebral port.
One of them will be used by the nanotechnology.
Yeah, but he can swap them out. So the skill module, this one will give you a +2 step specialty in nanotechnology.
And you said that is an engineering specialty?
It's an engineering specialty. Oh. Now, for the surgery, I assume we're going to be doing Razik doing surgery.
Unless they have a better doctor. Oh, those don't exist.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, so make a medicine check. The specialty is cyber medicine, which I think you have, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I have access to any sort of facility? Like, could I use the Involucre +1 if they don't have access to an hospital? All right, so that's a 3 total. That is shy of a stellar, but that's still an excellent.
Okay. It's installed.
Super duper brief question.
Yeah.
You mentioned the USB jack in my skull.
Mm-hmm.
Can that connect to the virtual tablet? For the purpose of saving memories and images and whatnot?
If you have, like, instead of a skill module, I'll let you be able to put in a transponder, which can send information. But you need
I get Bluetooth in my dome?
Yeah, you can get Bluetooth in your dome. But you need a device.
I will make a friggin' device.
Okay.
We do have a fabricator.
You want to make an engineering check? Cyber?
Yes, I do.
What is it, cyberware?
Yeah, it's either cyberware or... Yeah, cyberware.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
It's a +1 for engineering, +1 for cyberware. I mean, I'll take the +2. That's fine. I don't need anything else. That's a 23.
Okay. Yeah, you have a transponder.
Yeah. You've got Bluetooth and you're dumb.
Yeah. I'm gonna get real irritated when I have issues syncing.
Oh, I'm straight up gonna start plugging into your dome just to play music through it.
Oh, I was about to say, it's like, or when
It's not that
Alicia
kind
had
of.
told us to get into it to start playing music.
It's deeply encrypted. Okay. So you can now you could send information directly from your cerebral port into your virtual tab.
Yes, Queen.
Okay. But that does take up one of these ports, which you're not using
It's
anyway.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's good. I'm good.
Okay. Now that that's over with,
Do
you have your entry point. Sandbanks.
Sandbanks. Such a good name.
Thank you.
I love saying it.
Yeah. Okay. So now that you got your cyberware, it's been installed, and you guys are ready to go. I leave the rest of the plan up to you.
Just before we head out, I believe who still has a moderate?
It takes
Irene.
a day of rest, so are you guys gonna take another day?
No. If we want to go now, I'm just gonna spend the analgesic spray on Tanya, not Irene.
Okay.
Tanya.
Also, everyone get a hero point.
I want to establish some sort of comms with Kibby.
Okay.
Just for the purpose of us being able to be like, we found the switch. That way Kibby knows. I wasn't sure if we wanted to try and have her broadcast to the Sphere Mandate, like when we're in there with the kill switch, like I can turn it off right now. Or if we wanted to wait till after we'd done it for her to do that. But I feel like if we turn it off before she's actually talked to them, they could just straight up walk in and take everything.
Well, knowing our modus operandi, I believe that what will happen either way is that Irene will have control of the nanobots at the end, and then just say like, we turned them off, but if you come down without our saying so,
we'll turn them back on.
Turn them back on, and we fixed them, so they're only gonna kill you.
And Tanya.
No, because the nanobots will look at Tanya and be like, no, just a human.
That's a
All right,
human.
all 4 of you going in?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
So
good, yeah.
this is the plan. Sandbanks has a cold storage delivery, which is like this big ass crate. But instead of delivering what he's supposed to deliver, he's going to deliver this big ass crate with all 4 of you crammed inside.
Oh, nice. And then we'll move into a cart for a waiter to take us up to the room.
No, once you're in cold storage, you're on your own.
Okay.
The Kitty Banks has one extra toy that might help you. She says, okay, so we stole this from the Helgurg Defense Force. It's called an optical bomb. And she reveals this kind of mushroom-shaped object. And she says, you hit this against a hard surface, it launches 2 meters, and then detonates on a lateral plane from perpendicular from its trajectory. It extends about 8 meters in all directions. It has a width of about half a meter. Any optic nerve that gets struck by this wave stops sending messages to the brain for about a minute and a half. It does vary depending on species. Exalvi recover much quicker, as Rishians actually are out longer.
Well, it's a real shame we don't have any Exalvi with us.
So if you use this, make sure everybody ducks.
That was an Ezretian joke.
Yeah, I was about to be like, we all shout "Duck," and Razik's like, actually, I'm not.
And it should be noted that Kibby being an Albish saying a minute and a half means probably on average less, because Albish have 4 eyes. They probably get affected longer, because it probably takes their text takes longer to recover. So you're probably looking more about 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
30 seconds to a minute, and then Exalvi will be less, right? All right, so you guys, one of you, who's carrying the optical bomb?
I'm gonna say Elise.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can take because I can psychically just hurl it at someone.
Psychic throws, yeah.
Okay.
Please let us know first.
I will, don't worry.
Yeah, the code word is yeet.
Yeet.
Okay.
Code words Kobe, R.I.P.
Gotta be like that.
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
I was gonna try and think of something witty, but I was like, nah, this is just how I be. Cool. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I do retrieve my power armor since we are not doing a diplomatic mission. I am so relieved. Because when I pitched the diplomatic mission, I was like, boy, this has gone well in the past. And Jacob was like, here's a way out. My poor little ducklings.
Actually, no, we kind of set that way up by...
I'm just doing what you guys told me to.
Yeah, by lifting up Kibby.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, we go through a quick montage of scenes of Paisan Banks wheeling you guys into cold storage one crate at a time. Then he leaves and the lights dim. An unspecified amount of time passes. And the 4 of these crates, their lids open, and y'all emerge and do a gear check.
Nice.
I have my med pack.
Can
That's
I
my gear.
really quick get the vibroblade weapon description?
Somebody shoot that to her.
Yeah, I have that in my list and I forgot to grab it whenever we were talking about that. But other than that, yeah. We will.
We've established that it is a vibro chakram uses the stats of a vibro blade, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Hypowest will open his violin case and put his rifle together.
Okay.
Why was it a violin case when we were in a crate? I don't know, but
it's the principle. You only had the violin case,
Yeah, I don't have a cool like padded briefcase with specialized slots in it. Thank you.
Hey, Caddy, you ready for this? Look at your sheet.
Love that for me. However, it is a melee weapon, which means I think you use melee, and I have no ranks in that. Oh, nice. There's tunes. Let's just
I'm trying to get you guys into the moment, so I turned on some music.
Yeah. Really quietly, I'm just gonna try and scoot past Elise. Rifle ready.
Okay. I should point out it's quite cold in here, and if you guys spend too much time in here, it will have. I mean, those of you who have life support, it's not gonna be that big a deal. Which actually, I think the only person who wouldn't by default have life support, because the exoskeletons have life support, would be Razik, right?
Yep, I'm the idiot that keeps having just this regular unif.
What an idiot. So it is like...
Okay.
0...
Did we get a plan of anything? Like a map? I mean,
no.
by plan?
This is the best Paisan could do. So it's like -5 degrees Celsius in here. It's that big cold.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if the
What are these?
They look like crates with a half ovular cover.
Okay, I'm just looking for any sort of computer system, but if there aren't any, we'll line up at this door. There's nothing
would the
else.
vac suit
There's another door over here.
on Irene fit Razik?
No. Razik would probably need one made.
Oh, he needs a specialized one, yeah.
Well, yeah. It wouldn't take much. Like, they're made to be modifiable.
Right. But like the one she's wearing right now would not work for Razik right now.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
I was gonna offer because, you know.
Yeah, Razik has like limbs that go in the opposite direction and all that shit.
Sorry. Just made more sense.
It did.
I did shoot myself in the foot trying to draw art of him, and I was like, how would he sit down? And I got really upset with myself.
Riker. You just Riker on
Yeah.
every chair.
Yeah. Okay, this is locked. I want to try. Is it like a mechanical lock or an electrical lock?
It is a key card. You don't swipe it, you just hold it up type of deal.
Yeah.
Optical key
like
card.
Yeah.
A QC code?
Yeah, you know, all those words that are real.
Can Irene hack it?
Yeah.
Can I assist Irene with my security proficiency? I have ranks in security. And
Yeah.
computers.
This would be a security check, yeah.
Irene?
Yep. So that's a +2 on my security. What are my negatives for this lock?
I'm gonna give you a minus. Probably just. I don't think this lock is the most secure in the building, so I'm gonna say a -1.
Okay.
Try to get into the other locks in this room. It'd probably be higher, but this lock is gonna be a -1.
Okay. So that
Oh no.
equates out to a +1 step. That one shy.
What, you don't have anything in security?
I have points in security, but
but you don't have a step bonus.
yeah, it's not technically a
technical skill. It's an
technical
environmental skill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Irene, you attempt to unlock it, and fortunately, you trigger a tampering alarm. Unless you want to spend a hero point. No? Okay.
Shoot. Can I make an attempt? I don't want to just keep attempting the same door, though. There's a door over here, right?
Yep.
I also essentially keep a blowtorch on me at all times. So worst case scenario.
That would take a lot longer
Yeah.
than to crack the...
Okay, comrades. If y'all could be close by, just in case.
I mean, I like to be close by. I'm freezing.
I can see through this door.
Yeah, there's a little window in it.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think the
magic of
effect
Foundry.
is so good.
Yeah, it's...
Okay, it is locked. I'm going to try and open it, or you can try to open it. I think we just both have ranks in it.
Yeah.
Ah yes, the role-playing game skill check conundrum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of been established that breaking into
Irene
doors
does the
is
thing.
kind of an Irene thing.
Yeah, I will assist you.
Okay. So I'm
Okay.
at a +2.
This one's gonna be Oh, actually, this one isn't that security either. This one's also going to just be a -1.
Okay. That is an average.
Okay.
I'm stuck in the door. Okay. Can I fit this way? There we go.
I think you can do it doing diagonals. Nope. It's just a fucked up situation. Let me fix it.
It's just a room.
Yeah, so these shelves all have small containers of frozen
Stuff.
They're all labeled. I mean, you can comb through them, but it's just more storage.
How long does it take to get in and out of power armor?
A few minutes to get in, probably a minute to get out. Okay.
Super quick. As we go in, Irene 100% is going to visually scan everything.
Okay.
She doesn't care now, but it's getting saved.
Okay, while you're visually scanning everything,
It's cold.
you three heading for the other door. You hear.
I do not like that sound.
And they yell, with not a hint of irony, "Freeze!"
It's a good thing I already have my rifle out.
Arnold Schwarzenegger busts in. Chill.
Alright, real quick, I need to look up the stat block to see if they are minions or not, because if they're minions, I'm going to run them all on the same initiative.
Why, you don't believe we'll just surrender?
They are minions. I assume that's not in the cards.
Man, Jaken really thinks we're just murder hobos.
Correct. Okay. Let's roll some initiative. I'm gonna roll there. Wow, they rolled really well.
I don't like that for them.
Yeah. Book really wants to open.
I pues you can go before me.
Thanks.
Okay. So they got a stellar. So it's gonna go Elise, Irene, them, and then Posters.
Wait, they got
They got a stellar?
They got a stellar, yeah.
Irene only got an excellent.
Irene.
No, I'm sorry, they got an excellent. I know what I meant.
Okay.
So Elise is gonna go first.
Here we are trying to be honest.
I just wish we know what you meant.
And Irene with an excellent of 20 is gonna go. Because they got an excellent with a 19. Next. Wow, this is the first combat, probably the entire almost 30 session campaign where no one failed initiative. Gotta mean something. Okay, let me unpause. Elisa, you're up.
And yet I finished last.
Okay, cool. So I presume that since we knew we were breaking, we all had our weapons at the ready.
Once you guys heard the doors open, because it's a double door that they had to open and you can hear it, I'm assuming
Okay.
true weapons.
Okay, cool. So I could see this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw my side blade at him. Good old cleaving throw.
I'm gonna hit all three of them.
Can I?
Cleaving throw, yeah.
Okay. Then yes.
Okay.
I thought I could only hit like in a straight line. If I could hit all three of them, then yes.
It is a straight line.
Oh, I can't see one other person back there.
Yeah, and your token.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it does cut through both of them. Okay. Listen, my eyes don't work very well. We established that with the whole glasses.
Right. Okay. So they have to make a dodge. No, you have to use psychokinesis.
Yes.
But it's not an attack check. It's just a power activation check.
I get my plus because my that's the stellar.
Stellar has been active. Okay. So now they all have to make dodge checks, and if they fail, since they're minions, they're dead. And even if they weren't minions, you just threw a sideline at them, so they're probably dead. Okay. Dodge. They don't got no dodge. Have a.
They can't dodge a wrench.
Well, 3 times. Ah, one of them lives.
How dare.
The other two kicks freaking. Okay. And that was 3 impulse action?
Yes.
Okay, Irene, you're up. Yeah, not every encounter can be against a Dragon Knight, so. Oh.
I mean, blasters haven't gone off. Like, I haven't heard any.
You heard freeze, and then you heard some people sounding like they're dying. They had the distinct sound of Elise killing them.
Oh, okay.
Out
Well,
of forgiveness.
Side blades make noise, if I recall. So you probably heard it. Like, I think we established it sounds like a crackling fire just flying through the air.
Yeah.
so it sounds like they got it.
Okay.
New guy just
2,
really
4,
killed the joke.
6,
Oh, what
8,
did he
10,
do?
12,
New guy,
14,
resend it in the Twitch
16,
chat.
18, 20. Okay, that was a 2 impulse move as I'm scanning everything.
Okay. Alright, the Assault Trooper's turn. What's left of them? Oh, I'll be damned. They're equipped with... They're gonna do that.
Why does everyone have grenades?
Since Jaken has discovered that explosives hurt us, he's like, everybody gets grenades. You get grenade. They
This
get
isn't one of my
grenade.
stat blocks, okay? They have grenades. And yeah, I had to make most stat blocks, but this is one that I didn't have to make. They have fucking grenades, okay? Damn. Coming at me with that. Fortunately, don't actually know. Okay, they have concussion grenades, which are blast 3/6. Alright. Throw that right at Rizzi. That's the blast radius. Let's see how well they do. They need a 13. Wow. They didn't drift at all. That's where they landed.
Huh.
I will attempt a dodge.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm a dodge.
No.
So per success level, it's 2 meters, right?
Yeah, I'm going to
So if I need to have it worth it, it needs to be a 16.
Average is 2.
What's that?
Yeah, average is 2 meters. And you
Well,
fall prone.
It serves no purpose, but I'm gonna use my 2 meters to get back there and still get hit full thing and go prone.
Okay. So you're prone.
Yeah, no matter where I move, I'm gonna get hit, right?
Well,
Yeah, but you get hit less if you go like in
Yeah,
any.
yeah. I was gonna go like here.
I don't want to shoot through you, and my move is next.
Okay,
Would you
that's
be
fair.
willing to go here and then
she's gonna
like
be
take
prone
it?
either way. You won't be
Yeah.
shooting
Okay.
through her.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm prone. It won't matter.
Oh, I can do it faster than you. Okay. So Razik and Hypoist are taking the full blast. Elise is taking the little blast. Okay. So this is energy damage, and it is 1d8 plus 4 for Hypoist and Razik, and 1d8 for Elise. So I'm just gonna roll once. Add 4
Please
for
roll
people
1.
in the inner. I did. All right.
Thank God, that's a great.
5 energy for Razik and Hypoist, and 1 energy for Elise.
So 1 energy for Hypoist.
And I soak it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
That's
next
what I
trooper is
thought.
going to throw a concussion grenade on the exact same spot. You miss, so it's going to drift.
It's gonna drift right on me. I'm calling it.
I'm going to roll a d8 for direction. It's going to drift that way. And 4 for how many meters? It drifts 6 meters. Wow. You guys are all fine.
He just straight up missed.
All right.
Dude, he sucks.
The third one's going to throw
That's
another
a really bad throw.
Curveball.
He is going to drift 2 meters. Right on top of Razik again.
Yep.
At least
I'm
he's
gonna
fine now.
I'm gonna attempt to dodge again.
Keep in mind that since you're prone,
Don't you use a reaction to dodge?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Razik is.
Can I just roll, stay prone, and just roll?
Yeah. Yeah. If you're gonna dodge, go ahead. The rules are kind of wiggly figgly right here, and I'm just gonna say whatever. Fuck it. Height post, you're just gonna take it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's my boy.
This plus 4 for Height post. What I roll for Razik? Razik 2. You can dodge twice in the same round, Blue. Every time you dodge, it pushes your next turn 1 impulse back.
Which is great for this system.
That's why Elisi's now on 5, and Razik is now on 3. No, the fact is, your speed when you're prone is 2, and you can technically move up to 6 meters when you dodge. Okay, so that was 3 concussion grenades. Yeah. That's their turn. Post, you're up.
The one that hurt. Well, I guess they both hurt Razik. These both did, right?
Yeah. You want to just mark the one in front?
Yeah, I'll just mark the one in front. So that's +3 to hit with my high-powered laser rifle. Why is it not rolling?
You're rolling quite a few times, actually.
Okay, my foundry just froze. I will fix. Apologies. First roll was 17.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna delete it too.
Thank you. That's definitely a hit, but let's see how good. Oh, it's stellar.
Okay, well, he is a minion, so as long as you exceed his armor, got him.
Oh wait, that's the wrong fucking button. I'm so smart. High-powered rifle. That's 15 AP3.
Okay.
And that's 5 impulses.
Okay. Irene.
2 impulses to move. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20.
All right, Irene. Razik, you're up.
No, I'm actually prone.
Ha
ha. 1 impulse to stand up.
Wow, the assault trooper. There's now 2 of them left. Both of them can see Elise. So they're going to shoot Elise. They get a -1 because she's prone. There aren't 3
you guys
of them,
like okay out there?
So they can't do combined fire. So
you heard 3 explosions.
First attack. Miss. Second attack. Average hit. Is your energy armor 4 or less?
It's exactly 4.
Take a graze. Alright, and then they're both going to 2 meter shift. Like that. They're engaging you with laser carbines, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Razik,
a new
back
gun
to you.
for the collection.
Pew, pew, pew.
Our arsenal was looking a little light after we offloaded weapons to the last merchant.
Yeah, I remember the arc where we said, "Oh, let's not sell weapons; they might do bad guy things." With
I also did steal some vibroblades, though.
Yes, this is the campaign where we roleplay as
bad
anarcho-communists and sell weapons.
Yeah.
Occasionally,
I feel like it's CIA
Genocide.
agent.
war crimes.
Yeah, huge amounts of war crimes.
Yeah, no, exactly. I
Look,
feel like it's
Geneva's on Earth. We're far from Earth, all right?
To be fair, though, the more I play this campaign, the more I realize we're almost like Cyberpunk. We just offload a ridiculous amount of weapons after each mission.
You literally go up to like a fucking like an ATM and you just shove guns into it and it spits out money.
Oh, like those
It is your turn,
used
Zeke.
masks at the mall.
I see a trooper, like a very, very tiny bit of trooper, but I think I'm gonna shoot through.
A
Where's
sliver
my
of
ruler?
trooper.
I said ruler. There you go. Does that scrape Alicia? Oh, she's prone.
We're prone, so you can still shoot there. Just lying on the
But that
ground.
trooper
Eh.
is 90% covered. That's gonna be a -4.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm just gonna shoot one bullet, probably miss, and that's be it. For the sake of he's probably gonna be dead very, very, very soon, I'm gonna tack on an aim, which for me, firearm aim is gonna be a +2 for 4 impulse. A 13 is average.
Did you take the -4?
I forgot. So my
So
roll
that
was
should
a
be
12.
reversed. Oh, you got an 11 then. Because it would be a
Oh, you-
-d6.
Yeah, it would be a -d6. 11 still an average.
Okay. Average hit. Alright, roll damage, and if you exceed his energy armor. You're firing a physical weapon, right?
Yep.
Alright, if you exceed his physical armor, he
Oh.
is.
I think he did.
Oh.
That's
Barely,
8.
actually.
I had
these
an
guys are
additional +1 because of the laser sight, but that's fine, whatever. I did it.
Okay. He's dead.
So here's what's great about being psychic. I don't have to stand to psychic.
Was that 3? Or you aimed, so 4?
4.
Alright, Alicia, you're up.
Yeah, so I don't have to stand to psychokinesis a cyblade at someone.
Okay.
So I'm hitting that guy.
Okay. Are you doing a direct throw, or are you doing a cleaving throw?
I was just gonna do a direct throw.
Yeah. He's in half cover, so you get -2.
Oh, my bad.
So just roll a d6 and subtract it from your 19. You got a 16.
That's still a stellar.
Okay. So that assault trooper is dead. And combat over.
Cool. I stand up now.
I love that you killed the last of them while laying on the ground, like, hello.
Clear the grazy.
Clear your graze.
That's the easiest combat we've had in a while.
I imagine that I just like jumped, like landed all my stuff flying prone, and then just kind of like spun around on my back and flung it.
Yeah, love that. Irene.
Yo, Irene.
Yeah.
Irene.
I hear you. Why is the map not moving all of a sudden?
Oh. There we go. Wait, no,
Oh.
you're too far.
Yeah. Okay.
All good. Okay. Alicia, you want to head us in? Is there like warmer air coming from these double doors, or
Yes.
Oh.
Significantly warmer air.
Jaken, do
That's
any
a
of
big ol'
these
hallway.
do any of these carry some sort of medical kit or whatever?
Yes.
Do they have an analgesic spray in those kits?
No.
Oh.
He's just purging medical kits now.
At this point, I will have. We're poor. You guys get the weapons, I get the medical stuff. But if they only have like shitty
Wait,
med kits, I
wait.
already have better.
Wait, shh. Wait. There's a guy over here. Are these windows?
Yeah. You also notice that there's a soft red, siren-like alarm. There's no sound associated with it, but there's like this red lamp that's kind of doing a 360.
Not to that's not how the force works, Alicia, but wait, where is Alicia?
Right next to you.
Under Irene?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not to that's not how the force works, Alicia, but I'm gonna be like, can you like with your and then
I could throw this at him.
There's just windows. I wasn't sure if there was like if you could see him and he's there. I have a big gun, and that seems like it can shoot through windows.
Irene, if you keep
Yes.
scrolling down,
Okay.
you see some
Yeah.
troopers assembling at the end of the hall.
Yeah. Just so I realize people were saying that they're gonna like grab some of these weapons, and I know a couple of them died before they had a chance to toss those grenades.
Yeah.
Snag grenades.
Okay, there are 2. How many concussion grenades do they have each? Oh, they have 2 concussion grenades each, and they threw 3, so you get 7 concussion grenades.
And you get a concussion grenade, and you get a concussion grenade. Yes. No. Honestly,
What was the
probably.
What?
What was the name of the other grenade?
It's an optic bomb.
Optic bomb.
Since the grenades, grenade, I can spell. Since the grenade people seem to be Elise and Irene, I'm gonna give Elise 3 of them and hold on to 4 of them myself. Because you get the optic bomb. And there's a bunch of windows and walls in the way.
Wait.
To the window.
Wait. How
To
far
the
is
wall.
it?
How far is this?
We're approximately 80 meters. You're at 76 right.
Okay. Hi. I have to double check ranges. We're always very close to people.
In the very beginning, we're sniping people, and you did an amazing job.
Yeah, and my laser rifle has capability of extreme ranges.
Yeah, but I believe medium is -1 and long is -2 or something like that. I'm trying to get to the page.
Yeah. Medium range is -1. When each range band, minus attacks on another -1.
But is this long or extreme?
No, I think medium is 20 to 100, if I remember correctly.
Medium is 21 to 50. Long is 51 to 200. So you're at long.
Okay, I'm at long range,
and you're punching through 2 doors.
Yeah. Well, there's glass, but lining that up.
It's not really glass. It's just transparent.
Okay.
Transparent steel?
Transparent aluminum.
Legally,
do they have?
Gotcha.
Do they have invisible technology?
That's Star Trek.
Transparent aluminum. Anyway, I don't figure. My weapon, it has AP3, so there's that, but everything would start moving as soon as I did it, if I did that,
Oh, I should also point out, the assault troopers on the wings, they're up against the one in the front's crouched, and the one behind them is standing over them, and they're up against the walls. So they have wall cover. Yeah. And the guy in the middle, I'm gonna go ahead and mark him as prone. He's lying down. He laid down there, gun aimed.
Yeah, I assumed they were actively taking cover and prepared for a fight.
They also have grenades.
I'm just trying to think of ways we can get this moving.
Not for much longer. We're gonna blow their grenades up with our grenades.
That's not how grenades work.
Give Irene 10 minutes.
Which don't seem too keen on opening these doors, so we should be fine.
In theory, could we telekinetically pull the pins from those grenades while they're on
or press the button or whatever it is? Yes, in theory, I think you can.
In theory.
It has been established that psychokinesis can take a weapon away from someone, and you can use the weapon with psychokinesis.
And based on my knowledge of video games, you can probably stealth your way into their pants and prop a live grenade in there.
That may or may not have happened in my most recent session of Vampire the Masquerade. It was a very odd session.
Grenade in pants?
Yeah, incendiary grenade.
If one of y'all wants to do a thing, then what I will do is mark a guy with my special inspiration boy move. But if y'all aren't going to do a thing, I'm going to try and shoot stuff.
You mean
I'm hiding in a corner. That's
get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm hiding in a corner, so.
My thing is like I don't mind cleaving throwing them, but I need to get to them, and I'm worried that if we start shooting, I won't be able to get closer.
I don't mind. Okay. I don't mind
Or
you
they
getting
might
closer
spread
to
out.
them or anything. I'm saying y'all have grenades and also psychic abilities. The reason I stopped is I was like, maybe there's something they can do with psychic abilities from far away. I didn't want to initiate anything too soon. So that is why I opened the floor to you guys. Because otherwise I've just got big gun.
I mean, I'll be honest. Elise might sprint up as much as she can this first turn, and then next turn start throwing grenades or side blade.
Well, combat hasn't started.
That way I'm closer.
Combat hasn't started. We have an
Sure.
option to do stuff. That's why I'm like opening that. Irene, did you want to use any of your brain stuff? I don't know what psychics do because I specifically avoid reading any of the psychic material because Hypa West is so not psychic that he shouldn't understand it.
It's true.
Actually, maybe not necessarily brain stuff, but do there seem to be any sort of access panels on these walls in this hallway?
Just the ones on the doors.
Like up here? Are they also like a key card type tapping? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm trying to get into like the power grid.
Yeah,
access here. In that case, I if when we pass on them, I do want to take one of their key cards. Because I presume they used a key card to unlock it.
Okay. Yeah.
Good call. All right. If that's the case, I really just want to scoot. I want to be able to shoot this guy first and foremost.
I can barely see him, so I'm okay with scooching forward until we can't. And then
yeah, I mean, I can definitely see him, and he.
Yeah, I've got a clear line on all of them basically.
Mhm.
I not a clear line, but can see the icon.
I could see half of one. So
I think he's technically within medium.
Okay.
26, yeah.
26 is medium, yeah. So high post, do you want to trade fire with this guy because he's about to shoot you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Okay. Go ahead and make attack roll, and he's going to make attack roll simultaneously.
+1.
Got an average.
Oh, why couldn't I get these rolls when it mattered? Okay. I didn't need a stellar now, but there's that.
But here you go. Okay, so you are shooting through a door, he's shooting through a door.
Mm-hmm.
There are rules for that.
I love these rules, and I am ashamed of myself for not having taken advantage of them way earlier in this campaign.
Can't find fucking...
The amount of time we play with doors, you think we would have.
Shoot through doors? Usually you use
Yeah.
the doors to, you know...
Yeah, usually it's just been like, we open a door, there's an enemy, and we close it again.
We have done that quite a few times. Okay. With the occasional, and then we
use this. We use these rules so little that I can't find the fucking section on doors.
It is page 188.
Okay, while you guys do that, I need to go bathroom.
Well, that's sorry.
Objects.
That's objects. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Is it? I think it might be under exploration.
That's what I'm thinking.
Why wouldn't it be with object?
Aha. Locks. We're close. Walls, ceilings, surfaces, devices,
everything but
weapon emplacements. I must have missed it.
Page 209.
Oh, I didn't go far back. Doors. It was before locks. Okay. Doors.
You went through everything.
Alright, so you said you had AP2, right?
AP3.
AP3 and you do 10 damage?
Uh-huh.
twice.
Twice.
Okay. That's going to go through. And his is also going to go through. So both of you shoot through the door.
Nice.
So now you deal 10 damage to him. He's dead. Is your energy armor equal to or less than 4?
It's 4.
Then you take a graze. He's deceasified, and we're going to go into combat.
Yeah, makes sense.
So new initiatives, please.
But I like my old one.
Oh,
Oh, I actually like this one. Never mind my common.
Ace failed. Oh, they still go last. Okay, so Stellar Hypoist, you're first.
I am indeed.
Excellent Razik, you're
Don't you dare
Irene, you're third. Failure Elise, you're first on Impulse 2. And Assault Trooper, who is also a failure. Post. Turn.
Half movement. My speed is okay. I'm charging.
Okay.
Rifle. This guy through the door. Charge in does a -1 on your attack roll, correct? Okay, cool.
Yeah, because of Trooper. You
'Cause of
normally can't charge with a range attack.
Yes.
Or -1. Yeah.
That is another stellar. There might be something broken.
Okay.
I never do this well. But it's on this guy here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
So that was a 6
If I
impulse
start
action.
rolling bad,
Yes.
the most is because we just traded places.
Razik.
I haven't bring a rifle or anything in a long time, so I can't really do anything. So falling prone, is that part of a movement?
That's a reposition.
That's a reposition, so it would be 1 impulse. Okay, so for now it's just gonna be a move, I believe. People are moving up, so I kind of want to follow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do 2 impulse would place me at 3. The assault troopers will all shoot. Some of them might target me. I'm not sure. I want to be within 10 of IPOS. So it would be anywhere here, which is not particularly good. But then my friends might move forward, so that's good. So I think I'll go here.
2 impulse?
Yep. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. Can you add 1? I know it's too late, but I'm gonna dodge.
I can add 1. Okay. Irene, you're up.
Just double checking.
Oh, for all the new people, while Vegas takes his turn. Initiative in Alternity runs on rounds of 8 impulses. The impulses go in sequential order from 1 to 8, which is why our digital one is in negatives, so that it works. More than one person can be on the same impulse, but it's first in, first out. So if you're the first one in an impulse, and the next person goes after you, etc., etc. Each round of 8 impulses is 15 seconds. And depending on what action you take, the more impulses it costs, putting you further back on the initiative tracker each time. So if you can take a series of rapid, small impulse actions, sometimes you can go back to back. Or if you're in Hypo's case who carries, big iron, then you take one action and then you don't go again until
For a while, yeah.
for a hot minute. So that's how the initiative works in Alternity. It is the single greatest mechanic in Alternity.
It's my
Agreed.
favorite combat system. I'm so glad I was convinced into sci-fi or space fantasy or whatever.
I did it.
You
So
did it.
So 3 comments I want to tack on what Jaken said. The first thing is the fact that you can now tack on reactions which add impulses to do things like dodging and whatnot is great. I love it. Second comment is for the theater of the mind, on a same impulse, you need to imagine that all the actions happen almost simultaneously. So it's like if two people on the same impulse shoot, they shot at the same time. It's just that for mechanical purposes, we resolve in order. And the third comment I wanted to say was it's really neat to be able to strategically think of like, okay, so I'm going to take 2 impulses, going to place me here, then do that, and so on and so forth. It's really neat.
Yeah, and stun in this game just knocks you back on the initiative tracker. So, yeah, if someone has a stun weapon, it's one of the most annoying things if you're on the receiving end, because you're like, I guess I'll never go again.
It's not going to kill you, but you wish it would.
Yeah. Kill me. Yeah. Okay, sorry, Irene.
Okay. Thank you, because that gave me the time to look up all of this.
Okay.
Psychokinesis. Lift. At long range is a -2. Mm-hmm. A concussion grenade weighs 0.5 kilograms. Anything less than a kilogram is a +2 on my psychokinesis check.
Okay.
So that's flat. I do have a wound penalty of -1 and a psionic fatigue of -1. That puts me at a -2.
Analgesic spray.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm at a -1.
-1.
In order to operate complex moving parts as part of the lift, it can be done, but it's at an additional -2 to the check. So I'm at a -3, and I'm going to go ahead and spend psionic effort to flatten that out.
Okay.
And psionic effort adds a +3.
So you are going to pull the hyperbial pin on which of these troopers?
On this boy right here.
Okay. So if you succeed, one of the concussion grenades on his belt is going to go off. No drift, just boom.
Just boom.
I love this for you.
Oof.
And that's a 1.
Okay, so that's 3 impulse action.
And
give
I
me
have
your psychic fatigue check.
Psychic fatigue. I now have level 2 psionic fatigue.
Okay, at least you're up.
Man, I really should have grabbed one of those
I want
cards.
to start closing the distance on these guys, but do I have to go through these doors? Like, are they closed?
Yeah.
Will that
You have
slow
a
me
card.
down? Will that slow me down? Like, add
It's
impulses?
a 1 impulse action to open a door.
Okay, so I can get to the door and then open it.
Yep.
Guess I'm getting to the door. Thing here. Hello. Nope, right there.
So that was a 2 impulse action.
See.
Their turn. All 5 of them are gonna, just shoot. That's 58 meters.
Medium range.
Okay, so 3 of them are going to cluster their shots for a combined fire.
Actually, long range, my bad.
58 is long.
Oh, actually, all 5 of them. No, it's 3. 58 is long range. So here's the thing about combined fire on minions. The range doesn't fucking matter. So 3 assault troopers within 6 meters of each other acting at the same time can combine fire. Instead of making attack checks, the troopers choose a target point. Any creature within 4 meters of the target point must make a dodge check or suffer 1 wound. So, both of you, since it's within 4 meters and they can do it in the middle here. Hypoist and Elise, please make dodge checks. If you fail, take a graze.
Is this gonna cost us a reaction
No.
too?
This is their attack. You're just responding to it.
I succeeded.
This is a special thing for minions because they suck.
Yeah. Fair.
You're shooting through 2 doors, though. Wouldn't that affect it, or no? Okay.
No.
They're shooting through one. No, wait. The door isn't open yet.
The lasers punch right through these doors. They're not secured. I mean, they're not blast doors. They're just, they're to stop people from going into restricted areas, not to stop gunshots.
Okay, cool.
So, Elisa, you failed?
No, I succeeded.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I did fail though.
1 graze.
Because you're in power armor, which gives you a minuses to dodge.
Yes, but I have a +4 because of mind over body.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Because
Okay.
psychic bullshit. Okay, The remaining 2 assault troopers are going to bust a cap in each of you. 1 to Elise, 1 to Hypost, in that order, at long range, so they get a -2. Ka-chow. First one misses Elise, second one, they get a +1 normally, so that's why they only -1. Shoots at Hypost, ka-chow, that's a miss. Okay.
Which guys are these?
The guys all the way at the end of the hall.
Okay. I thought they were all just shooting together that first time.
Only 3, groups of 3, so there's 5 of them. So 3 of them did a cluster
Oh,
combined
I
fire, and the
can't see
remaining
the other
2.
2. That's all.
There are 5 of them. Yeah, so a hail of laser fire comes streaking through this door with, limited effect. Right, Razik.
People are moving up.
This is true.
Is there a way to like use this little corner as like half cover?
Yeah.
2 impulse, dodge, 3 impulse
Okay,
with the dodge.
Do it again.
This is actually bothering. Black. Yeah, that looks so much better.
I have no idea what you changed.
Oh, I see. It does look better. I had to scroll out a little more. Looks great.
You could try it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that me?
Yeah.
I didn't realize Razik was done. No, I was looking to see what the process was going to be once the doors are open for me to throw my own. If I could do that, and yes, with psychokinesis, you can throw a lot further than you can with your arm.
Yeah,
I'm going to do the exact same thing again. I have one
with a -1. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So boop-a-doo.
8.
On psychokinesis, that is an average.
We did it. Roll me resilience or willpower.
Yes. And now it's the -3. I gain my level 3 psionic fatigue.
And you take a graze.
This is just so Tanya.
Okay. Roll a d8.
Yes, sir. 1d8. Boom. 6.
Okay. The concussion grenade goes boom, and 5 assault troopers lie down on the ground.
Oh, they're sleeping.
and with a little bit of a nosebleed, Irene's just gonna.
Wrong button. Okay. So, Elisa, you wave your key card, which is going to open the door.
Clear grazes.
Clear grazes.
I'm gonna go first this time. Okay. I assume we should go towards all these assault troopers came from. I can't hear you, Caddy.
I was just saying yes.
Okay.
Got the layout of this fucking place. Oh, I remember now. Cool.
I love that open door sound. It's so much fun.
When they close, it's really good too.
Close the door. We should close the doors behind us. Do it.
Yeah.
So the module that changes the sounds, it hasn't updated in like 5 updates of Foundry VTT, but it keeps working. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh, I point out that through the glass windows or glass doors, I can see assault troopers up ahead.
Yep, I see them too now.
Also up ahead.
I wish I could throw my side blades in 2 different directions.
You can't narratively. Just do it one and then the other.
Except I can only make one psychokinesis attack at a time.
Right. I'm saying narratively. You know?
Yes.
Just do it. We're not in combat. Give me 2 psychokinesis checks.
Yeah.
Excellence in the stellar.
Okay, so she just goes whoosh and yeets both of these guys. Could delete them.
You're just like, I don't give a shit anymore.
It's just very cool.
It's 2 TR4 minions against y'all. It would just.
I mean, but
no,
but
y'all
you
doesn't
were
exist
cool
anymore.
also.
Yeah, it's y'all us or y'all the planet.
Well, it's definitely not y'all the planet, because
Y'all the planet ain't fighting anybody ever again. Okay, so with that awesome display of psychic power, throwing both their side blades in either direction and killing 2 guys, we're gonna go to our break. We're gonna be back 20 after for another hour 40. Dire roll, Lost Horizon. Thanks for tuning in. We will see y'all in a little bit. Okay, we're back. Thank you guys for waiting. Assuming you waited. Well, I guess if you heard this, then you did wait, didn't you? All right. We're mostly back. There's a lack of people on my screen, but we're back.
I'm here, but I can't have my camera on at the moment.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay. So, to expedite things a little bit, right? I don't want you guys to go exploring every nook and cranny, right? So, in this room, everything
That's what
you
I did.
need, right? Make me stop saying right?
Right.
Right. All right.
I mean, okay. This. Oh, that's my ruler. This looks like some sort of bay of computers.
That's more after than it isn't. Yeah. Okay. You access these computers. What are you looking for?
Information on the nano weapon and how to shut it down.
Okay, well, there's no information about nanoweapons. This appears to be some kind of administrative terminal. Doesn't have anything related to research. It does say that where research levels are.
Okay. Does this have access to security systems?
Not this one. But
Okay.
on this same level, there is one that does. You want to use a computer on that hypothetical room instead of having you guys wander around every which way?
Yeah. Let's
roll
do
computer.
That. All right. Computer.
Yeah, the center is a freight elevator, and there's 2 elevators on the side of it.
Oh, okay.
All right. I get a +1, but I still. Oh no, analgesic spray. So I get my +1.
Ooh.
That's a stellar.
Okay, with the stellar, you're able to disrupt security, hamper reinforcements, and give you guys time. Lots of time, plenty of time to finish your job.
A tremendous amount of time.
I also want to leave a worm in the system that if anyone accesses without typing in the secondary password of Irene is rad, it'll play Hello World on loop.
Okay.
Irene, since those computers are not where we need to be, can you locate where we need to be?
Yeah, that's next step is because Jakin mentioned that it does show locations of research rooms on this level, and that makes me assume that there are obviously multiple levels. So
Make
I want to
another
get
computer check.
That is an average.
All right. With an average success, you pull up a schematic of the research base. It's a lot to sift through. You're flipping through.
Okay.
And something catches your eye, and you flip back to it.
Okay. What catches my eye?
There is a level below this one, pretty close to the bottom, actually. That's labeled as an office floor, but it has an elevator that doesn't seem to go anywhere.
That just seems architecturally unsound, and therefore we should check it out to make sure that it is architecturally sound.
You're muted,
You're
Caddy.
muted.
So we can find them for an OSHA violation.
Yes.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Space OSHA.
Space OSHA.
Sposha?
Sposha. Oh, that sounds like a nasty move.
And then she turns around
No.
and gives me a Sposha.
I don't like it.
It was wild.
All right, so you guys want to head down to the office level?
Yes, please.
Get us out of here.
I want to get out of here in the like conversational, metaphysical sense.
Look, you opened that door.
I really did, but I'm closing it now.
All right, well, when you guys arrive in the office level, you open the door, and there's a single guard, and you guys kill him, because fuck it.
Of course
damn
we
it,
do.
Jacob. I'm trying to slow things down here.
It's at the point where at least he just opens doors and sticks her side blade through as soon as they open.
Yeah, Jaken's entirely too earnest. How about we have one
Tea
some
time.
repartee, some repartee, and then two some really heartfelt moments in character.
All right, we can do that.
Just
It's y'all's game.
he just seems very eager to get us to a location, and that usually means he's planning on killing us.
No,
Or trying to kill us.
You guys
Or
want the God's
ruining-
honest truth?
Yeah.
I planned for this adventure to take place a long time ago, and then you guys refused to accept messages for like 8 sessions.
For a long time, yeah.
And so the campaign kept going. I'm like, oh well. And then when we did the second time skip, I'm like, I can bring it back, but I have to change the narrative, because the original goal was to just stop the nano weapon from the onset, and now it's active. But that being said, the bad guys that are filling this place, because I didn't touch the layout, they're pretty pathetic and pose very little challenge to you. You guys are supposed to be like level 2 or 3 when you fought these guys, not level 7.
Yeah, there's a pretty big difference in levels too.
Well, I'm more interested in getting to the narrative part of this little quest.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
We've done some combat. You guys flexed.
Elevator that leads nowhere.
Okay.
What do we got?
You kill some other people. All right. So,
Cool.
elevator that leads nowhere.
Collect their weapons.
Okay.
For
more
sale later.
concussion
Well, we're
grenades.
gonna give them to Kibby for arming her insurrection, obviously.
So, according to the schematics, it should be right here
Our autonomous zone is not peaceful.
on stage right.
Right there.
Yep.
But it's not right there.
There's a wall.
There's a wall there.
I knock on the wall.
It knocks back. No. You knock on the wall.
It's a mimic.
It sounds normal, like it doesn't sound like a false.
So it's like a futuristic wall, bro.
I know, but you never know. They might have been dumb and like you knock on it and it goes like tong, and you're like, oh yeah, it's empty on the other side. But maybe not. Maybe they're smart and it's like a regular wall.
Yeah. So this is the wall, right? You go, and it just goes empty, empty, empty.
This is what happens when you turn your phone off for an extended period of time.
Okay, so we could try and look for a secret door, or I could make a door. I mean,
Okay, so like, while I appreciate that, if the wall is actually part of the door mechanism for an elevator behind it, making a
want
new
the door.
right, it might cause some issues with said elevator. So look for secret panels.
I want to roll awareness to look for a secret panel.
Okay.
I did put points in that, a whole 1, so I can help.
Help me.
Yes, I'll help you because I put a whole 1 point in there.
I'm assuming that gives me a +2.
Yes. Yes, she put a single skill point in it and you get a +2 step. This is what we call gaming the system.
I actually was intending to level up, and things kept happening, and I never got any further than the 1 point.
I have 1 point in it purely to game the system to help other people.
Guys, we did it. I got an average.
All right. You find a hidden control panel.
Hey, Tanya. Here.
Yeah. Irene, I mean Tanya, is going to try to...
The human formerly known as Irene.
Yes. We're gonna try to hack into the panel.
Okay, a security check.
Yeah, let's do that. Any modifiers?
Yeah, this one's high security, so I'm gonna say -2.
Okay. That's fine. A 4 is a fail.
Okay.
I could have helped. Does the key card not get in there?
No. Key card does not get in there.
Yeah, even if we had taken away that -2 with your help, it still would have failed.
You want a hero point?
Yeah, I'm gonna hero point this one. So it's an average.
Wrong button.
Oh.
Why is this also? Oh, it was locked because I didn't know how secret doors worked. Okay.
Fair enough. Irene
probably needs in there before me.
Is going to in the manner of Data from Star Trek Generations, is going to wave her virtual tablet in front of it and open sesame.
Not even sarcastic. That's my favorite TNG movie. I know it gets a lot of flack, but I really like Generations.
There were worse ones.
Looking at you, Insurrection.
Insurrection.
I like First Contact, but that was also the first one I saw for so. I'd also love the Borg. I think they're so much fun.
Hey, 3 out of 4, 75%.
No, Nemesis wasn't that good.
I can't believe this is what ends dire roll. I mean, it's apt, but
okay. So even assume 50%. They were still batting a better average than
Star Wars
original series movies.
Now see here.
Spicy takes.
There's only one bad original series movie.
The one with the whales.
No, that one's great.
That one's amazing.
The only bad one is Star Trek V.
Was that with the bearded Vulcan?
Yep, when they find God.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys want to get on the elevator?
Okay, we're getting in the elevator.
Everyone except for Zeke, apparently.
And there was Zeke.
No, I was having a moment with Twitch chat while you guys were nerding out.
You were trying to have a moment, but you were rejected. Yeah.
To be fair, my fiance watches and reads the chat, but refuses to say anything. So that's where
Damn it.
Cicerelle, man, it's been a minute.
Even Cicerelle abandoned me for the nerding out. Now I'm alone.
Maybe it's because you were wrong, you guys.
You can't see it, but even my hoodie's a nerd reference.
Look, we're playing a sci-fi campaign. Well, a space fantasy game. So our influences, are laid bare.
It's Cowboy Bebop.
Tabletop games, of course.
It's always Cowboy Bebop.
Of course, we're nerds.
Okay. What do the buttons on this elevator do?
Well,
we've shown up there.
Elevator go up
with a ding. It only goes one direction. It only has one button.
Not your turn, push the button. My turn, push the button.
It doesn't have like a doors open, doors closed button. Wouldn't those each be a button?
Okay, fine. It has 2 buttons.
Is there a red button to call emergency if it
No,
gets stuck?
You're fucked if it gets stuck.
Damn it!
Okay. Lame as elevator, but we do it.
All right, so there are 2 guards waiting for y'all. Who would like to roll?
I turn around.
Who would like to roll some attack check to make them go away?
I will.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure between me and Hypost, we got it.
All right, that's 1 dead. And that's another 1 dead. Okay. Rest in peace. I keep hitting end instead of delete. I'm so glad that doesn't do anything.
F's in chat for these poor minions.
Stormtrooper number 3.
Legally distinct trooper character.
He was 2 days away from retirement.
Yeah, we don't call them Stormtrooper. We call them Luftwaffe. Also original.
Okay, at least he's
All right.
in here. We.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, at the very far end of the hallway. Good, look.
Yeah. You see through 2 glass doors. A single. What will he be?
A scientist?
Yes, a scientist.
Probably an
I'm trying to figure out what
Albish.
species he is. No, the Albish aren't very populous on this planet.
Oh, okay.
You just happen to know 2 siblings who are Albish.
Is it a human?
No, it's not a human. It is. Do I have the player's handbook? I do have the player's handbook. What species do I have on this? Oh, perfect. I think I've only got
Zeke is like
one of
running
those
around
ones.
the lobby.
It's a Flizzg.
What?
Oh, nice.
So Fligs look like geckos with longer limbs, and also man-sized.
And they try to sell you insurance.
And they're all Australian. Shit, now I have to do that.
Painted yourself into a corner there,
I
Jacob.
don't have a good Australian accent. But we're committed.
You know, we haven't yet.
That's true.
I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah, cool. We motion to the NPC.
He seems to be at a workstation and quite engaged with it.
Kill him.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Was he wearing his earbuds?
No.
He's got space pods.
Oh, and he's wearing a lab coat, but like a Flizzg lab coat, so it's not very long.
I'm also wearing a lab coat.
But not a Flizzg lab coat.
No.
Yeah,
And
see, I don't trust anyone in a lab coat.
But you trust me, I saved your life!
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I implicitly trust this man. He's wearing a lab coat.
So this door's locked, and I wonder if we should knock or unlock it. I'm not...
Hey, turn it off.
If he can
Sounds like
hear you,
Hypoth's
he doesn't seem
knocking.
to be paying you any mind.
Irene, please unlock the door.
I do the laser rifle equivalent of cocking a gun.
Okay.
Lisa, you wanna check that card?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll try to unlock.
So
it.
finally, the Flizzg says, "It only opens from this side."
Oh, you don't know us.
I can't do Australian, so I'm just gonna stick with my tried and true British, which is not.
All right.
But you know, if Spirit's still watching, I'm gonna be self-conscious.
Just don't check.
All right, cool. Shit.
Listen, I believe it would be in your best interest if you were to come and open this door before we make our way in, because we will.
Oh, do what you're gonna do, mate.
It's actually not that bad.
We're working on my Brummy accent, but I'm not doing that one live.
Yeah, so like either you open this or we do, and we get angry that you didn't open it.
Oh well.
Hey,
He's gone back to ignoring you.
Are these guys
Hey.
hypoestents?
Are these guys what?
Hypoestents?
I don't think anyone is hypoestents.
No,
Well,
in
it's just-
fact, Flizzg are one of 2 innately sonic species.
Cool, which means I don't get minuses if I try and suggest him.
Which means it's gonna get suggested.
Get suggested, son.
I like that I can hear you flipping through the book to see what this does.
I know what
as
it does.
getting
I'm trying to
ready
figure out what the. Yeah, there's a resistance check. Okay.
roll. Yes. That's oh, it's an excellent. Damn it.
He got a stellar, wouldn't you believe?
What?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I call Jacob bullshit on this one.
You saw the roll!
No, I believe.
I
believe it.
I clicked on Razik on accident, but yeah.
Yeah, I rolled stellar. Roll for him.
In the meantime, Irene's gonna try to physically open the door.
Okay, what's your method?
Security?
There's
Irene
no
also
console.
has a side blade.
Can I see a console on the other side?
No.
I'm gonna pipe up and say, is this the room where the weapon that's killing half of this planet's population is being controlled?
You must
I'm
be
trying to
new
make
here.
you feel
They're not controlled.
bad.
That's kind of
well,
the problem,
maybe
isn't
not.
it? Oh, I should say in it. Fuck.
I would hope you see that as a problem. You seem pretty unbothered.
Oh, don't take my calm demeanor for a lack of empathy.
I am actually. There are people dying, and they're going to continue to be allowed to die until there's no one left to fight the sphere mandate.
Assuming they don't like pancake you from orbit.
I know. So, who you work for?
Oh, we're independent contractors here to stop the bots because they're killing half of the population. It's really crazy, but people aren't a fan.
So in theory, you could say we work for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we represent the proletariat.
Well, I'm just a bit concerned that you don't have the skill set necessary to do what you've come here to do, considering you can't get through a single door.
Oh, no. We can get through the door. However, you are not armed, so we're not going to just kill you outright.
Oh, I appreciate it.
It would be a bad move.
And all this
Yeah,
time, he
remember-
hasn't taken his eyes off of his workstation.
Remember
I'm
the
just
whole
gonna let
open the
Elise
door
see.
or we're gonna be mad?
I'm
Well,
just
it's
going to
just-
let Elise at it.
Yeah, we're trying to open the door in a timely fashion. We can take it the long route, but that door's gonna get open. We're just trying to get you to do the logical thing of opening the door for us before we melt it off.
The nice thing, yeah. It's really
Well, the thing
what I was
is,
trying to...
the button to open the door is on that console, and I'm kind of busy on this console, so...
Which console?
Which console?
He gestured to this console.
Is it just a button?
These consoles are touchscreen-esque, so...
So I can't throw something in the room at the console. Although I
What
suppose
are-
I could throw him at the console if I really wanted to.
What are you so busy with that you can't even talk to your guests?
I'm trying to solve the same problem.
Oh, well, there you go. We're pro that. Hey, Elise, could you just kind of like handle the door?
I was actually looking at that. Could I potentially just psychic it open? Force it open psychically?
Yeah, I mean, potentially. It'd probably just be
I mean-
easier to just
You've used your blades before.
cut it open.
Yeah, especially at these doors since they're clear. It's probably easier to get through.
Again, it's not a blast door.
Yeah, and all you need to do would be to either cut the hinges, but these probably slides open, so just cut the lock or whatever.
Yeah, and I do have 2 of them, so twice as fast.
Okay, so you just carve through the door.
All right.
So hard was it?
Yeah, we tried to be polite. It is destruction of your property. How can we help?
Well, unless one of you possesses a doctorate in nanotechnology, I don't think I can.
Well, I'm like,
Just
funny you should mention that.
He finally stops and looks over at Irene. Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a bit
not so
convenient, ain't it?
smart now, are you?
I prefer the term serendipitous to convenient.
Yes,
Right.
meet Tanya Delacroix. She's a doctor in nanotechnology, specifically bio-nanotechnology.
Where'd you go to school?
Can I remember can I roll culture to remember a university name?
Sure.
Okay.
Could I roll a parallel roll but academics to see if I can remember a university that would?
Sure.
Oh,
least
hell yeah.
Guard.
Not me. You're on your own.
Excellent.
Well, there's the Fairstar Prodigal University, which is where all the oligarchy sends their children.
Okay. She and I actually both attended the Fairstar Prodigal University.
Oh, yeah. The oligarchy dealing in a lot of nanotech these days.
Oh, well, they're trying to diversify their portfolio a little bit, so. I did not study nanotechnology, but I'm good at shooting a gun.
Yeah, this whole time I'm trying to like nudge in and look at what he's working on.
Okay. He doesn't obstruct you in any way, he just keeps working. But it looks like he's working on some coding, which is half coding language, half DNA sequence. And he's trying to isolate the adaptation algorithms of the nanobots, try to reel back so that they only affect like all of you again. Basically, he's hunting for bugs, trying to find them semicolons. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. In watching him, can I politely suggest some variant syntax that'll actually get it to do what he wants it to do?
Well, on the screen adjacent to him, there is a diagnostic feed. You look over there. Give me an engineering nanotechnology check.
Engineering nanotechnology. That's a +1 natural, a +2 because of the skill module.
Holy shit! I can see the character sheet in the reflection of your clock.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so +3. It's a stellar plus.
Okay. According to the diagnostic that's been running, the problem is that the biological element of the nanobots has mutated. So your immediate doctoral thinking is that there's no way to remote the code to change this. But you assume that this Flisk is aware of that. And that's probably why he hasn't solved the problem yet, is because, to your knowledge, this isn't something you can just upload to the nanobots. You'd have to take each one and adjust them physically.
Right, and we're talking about trillions of them at this point.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, just turn them off.
Yeah, so I'll tapping away. So I'm gonna assume that this issue is also obvious to you.
The issue is obvious to the entire planet. This was only supposed to affect Exolvi. It's not working right, isn't it?
But what, like, you're trying to do isn't going to fix it?
I might be able to.
So, a quick question while this is happening. Do we know how the virus, like, it's not Rizik asking this, it's not a character, because I've studied the virus. How does it act on a body? Like, it attacks specific cells and just kills them, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Basically, it has a two-pronged attack. It destroys white blood cells.
Okay.
And it creates cancerous cells.
Okay. Oh, and creates cancerous cells.
It creates it rapidly.
It can. That means.
Yeah, it's a pretty fucked up way to die.
That means it can modify DNA.
Correct.
Rizik's gonna pipe up and say, "How about you program the virus to modify itself?"
Yeah, we already tried that.
And what happened?
Well, it seems to have taken on a life of its own. It's modifying itself in spite of commands. And that's why it's now affecting all mammalian species on the planet.
So yeah, like you're
so
gonna.
How about turning it off?
Yeah, you're gonna have to shut it down.
Well, it's not really an option, is it?
Why is it not an option?
We shut it down, then the sphere mandate would take over the planet.
If they know that it's shut down.
Sphere mandate's technology is far beyond our own. I reckon they probably would know when these devices are shut down.
All right, so like, have you been paying attention to the news at all lately?
I've been locked in here ever since we unleashed the nanoplague.
Okay, so like, here's the deal. Your government is evil and isn't in charge anymore.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you in charge?
No.
Actually, no. There's kind of a people's movement going on right now. There's a young Albish named Kibby you might have met, who's
never heard of them. Listen, I've been plugging away here
medical camps
for months. And out of my peripheral vision, I see you guys came in here and killed the kind gentleman protecting me, which leads me to assume that this is not a legitimate entry into this establishment, which means that the government that hired me is still in control of this facility, right?
Only the facility, pretty much.
Well, that's good enough.
To keep the big thing that's killing all of the civilians.
If I can crack this and fix it, then Helgurg is saved.
You haven't cracked it yet.
Yeah, I'm painfully aware of that. I'm the only scientist that's still working on it.
So it needs to be shut down. Rizik, do you have your medical pack?
I do.
Dr. Delacroix prescribes sleep.
Yeah, you seem very tired, so if you don't mind.
You're gonna force me off, are you?
Yeah.
Well,
you're getting you're getting a pretty easy out on this one compared to everything else we've done to everyone else in this building.
Okay, so if we roll back a little, you've been nothing but unhelpful to us. We offered several times during this conversation to work with you, and you've been very
preoccupied with trying to save a planet.
Yeah, so like take like 5 minutes and have a fucking conversation.
You've been look, it's okay.
He like presses some buttons and then he swivels in his chair to face Delacroix. All right, let's have a conversation. Replaced. You say my government's evil. Can you name a government that's not?
Nope.
No, actually.
Then what's the problem?
We're making a new one.
Oh yeah? Is it going to be better?
Yeah.
Yes.
It won't kill half of its population.
That wasn't the plan.
I mean, it wasn't the plan, but then as soon as it went off the wires, you turned it off, and you didn't. And then you sat by and you watched half of your planet die, and you're
I
gonna
am
pretend it's
not
not
in
your fault because
charge.
you
I did
are
not sit
continuing
by at
to
all.
work
I
on
have
it?
sat here in this chair trying to solve the problem ever since it
Okay.
came up.
Okay. So this problem is not fixable unless you bring every individual nanobot in and alter its code pair sequences in the lab. Can you do that?
Obviously
Or
not.
regain control and fix it itself. But since that's not an option,
The nanomachines were not designed to be directionally controlled. They were supposed to be unleashed on the population and only target Exolvi. They are
Right.
able to go into a dormant state for 50 years where they will not degrade. That gave us 50 years of one batch of nanobytes of protection from the sphere mandate. But it went wrong. And I've been trying to fix it. And if we turn it off, it won't matter. All those deaths won't matter. You understand? All the people who have already died, if I don't fix it, they will have died for nothing because the sphere mandate will fly down here and take this planet.
That would absolutely be accurate, except you are missing one key piece of context.
You say there's been a government change.
Yes.
I don't believe you.
I mean, if you haven't watched the news, what can we say to prove it?
Okay. So no, let's approach
I'll
this.
just say it's fake.
Let's approach this scientifically.
All right.
Go with the hypothesis. Is it possible that there has been a regime change?
In the span of what, a month? No.
How long has the virus been going?
Like a month and a half.
Month and a half? Yeah. Assume is it possible that a regime change has taken place?
No.
How can you be so sure about the no when your government went behind locked doors and left the population to their own volition?
That's exactly why I don't think there could have been a regime change. I don't know where you're from, but we don't give our citizens big-ass rifles. The only people who carry on this planet are criminals and the Defense Force. And the Defense Force is quite good at cracking down at insurrection. And as far as me not watching the news, I was paying attention to the news for a little while until it got in the way of my work. And so I watched as protest after protest was shut down.
Well, the movement has got a new breath of life.
You know what? Power to them. I wish them all the best. I don't care. I don't care who's in charge. I just care about this nano weapon.
Shut the fucking weapon down, or we're going to shut you down. It's that simple. You can't be reasoned with.
We're handling this. Look, there are groups handling and negotiating with the sphere mandate, but those groups are dying out, and then the whole planet dies, and then the sphere mandate just walks in anyway. And then those deaths meant nothing either.
We're trying to do this the right way.
How many people have you killed?
We're trying to do this the right way and not kill you in the process because this isn't your fault.
Oh, just one more body. He swivels his chair back over and starts back to going to work.
Can we just put him to sleep and turn the weapons off? This is so silly.
I mean, yes, if that's the best option. I don't think Razik would have.
He's literally refusing to shut down the weapon, which is killing off 50% of their population. He's literally refusing to do that when we have something set up where the weapon gets shut down and the Exalvi don't come down and kill everyone.
Out of the med pack, Razik's gonna pull the sedative. He's gonna calculate for his body weight approximately 5 minutes, just in case they need to wake him up. Like, he doesn't want to.
As a well-trained doctor, you also know that as a Fliz, you need to extra dose because they have incredible regenerative abilities, which includes fighting foreign pathogens.
Perfect. So I'm aiming at about 5 minutes of go to sleep. Let us work.
Okay.
And since he's not like he's so focused, like just
All right.
twinch.
Yeah, you hit him with the hypo, and he looks at it, and he looks at you, he's like, and then he just kind of slumps over.
I mainly just want him to live to see us succeed. Fingers crossed.
He's
Yeah.
an unarmed combatant.
Roll his chair away.
Okay.
Roll my chair in.
Yeah, we lay him down somewhere.
I'm gonna be ready to restrain him psychically, just in case.
He doesn't seem to pose much of a physical threat.
No, he's just very focused.
I just don't want him like to knock you guys off the computer or call
Oh.
someone, but okay.
Honestly, given the circumstances, I understand why they didn't get along. But Rizik absolutely loves his laser focus on his work. Like Rizik is really like, that's a solid
Breath
worker.
of fresh air.
Too bad he's not helpful, but
To be fair, at least he's pretty laser focused on killing. It's not usually what Rizik wants.
Okay. How do we shut it down?
All right. Give me another one of
them.
them checks.
Another one of them checks.
All right.
and Rizik reminds Tanya that we want to be ready to shut it down, not just shut it down, so that we have a bargaining chip.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I reach out to Kibby.
Okay.
That is a stellar plus.
All right. You find the shutdown sequence. It just needs an admin password, and you just hit a button.
It just needs an admin password.
Yep.
And we don't have the admin password.
Correct, but it hasn't stopped you up until now.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. All right. So you activate your transponder, and after a small delay, Kibby's like, Kibby.
Hey, we're hands hovering over the button.
Whew, okay. So I'm supposed
to
to make some kind of speech, or
just Kibby, you're an honest person. I believe in your ability to tell them what you believe in your heart and let them know that we are prepared to make an agreement and that we have the bargaining chips. Do you remember the bargaining chips?
yes.
Information on the Saldrin in the Wild Cluster, as well as one
Yes, one
live Tahanan subject for interrogation.
Okay.
And a shutdown of the nano weapon.
And we're shutting down the nano weapon.
We're gonna shut it down first.
No. You let us know. You just come back in, and we'll do it.
Okay.
Are we not shutting down the nano weapon as a gesture of good faith?
Oh, I thought we were going to use it as a bargaining chip.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hovering over the big red button.
I think we are going to do it either way, but
they don't need to know that.
They don't
we're
need
not
to know
telling
that.
them. Yeah. I wasn't even telling Kibby.
I'm expecting a call of like everything went wrong.
Yeah, I was like, I could be the one to give this speech, but it really should be Kibby. But man, I got the score for it. I guess I could have always set up a
training camp.
Wrote the statement for her.
I could have set up a space Twitch stream from inside the building.
I just realized, was this a new adventure?
Yeah.
Vegas and I could have made premonition checks.
Yeah, you guys aren't very good with that.
Too late.
Yeah.
You can roll them now. I don't care.
I was sitting on 3 psionic fatigue. I am still at 3 psionic fatigue, so I'm going to roll it with 3 psionic. But I spec'd into premonition, so it's a -2. That's a fail.
That's also a fail.
Okay. So minutes pass. Long enough that the Fliz starts to
Can we like physically restrain him, or
everybody fogs the brain, eh?
can someone, Lacey?
Alicia, could you restrain him, just in case?
Honestly, I don't think it's necessary. I have.
I don't have any space zip ties.
Well, I suppose while I'm wearing the armor, I have like what 9 physical traits, something like that.
So he kind of like rubs his eyes, looks around, and goes, "So how's the revolution going?"
Pretty well.
Yeah.
We're just
Waiting
waiting
on
on
an
a call
answer.
back.
The GLG-20s are in position and awaiting the go code.
Well, congratulations, I guess. He crosses both pairs of limbs.
Oh my god. My brain just went to what's the lizard's name in Monsters Inc.
Oh.
Like that face, like
Pretty good.
The comm keys up.
Mm-hmm.
I post.
Go for high voice.
They said they're willing to talk if we shut down the nanites.
All right. I'll give Irene the thumbs up.
Okay, you still don't have the admin password.
Yeah, she
that
can
hasn't
try to
stopped me
hack it.
before.
Okay, so you want to make a security check? It's going to
I
be
can
-3.
Do you want my help?
Yes, please.
Okay. Have
Settle.
you tried their... Hey, what's your birthday?
Admin accepted. Yes.
We'll round out to a -1 with Hypoist's help. That I need to check if that's average or excellent. Average.
Oh, okay, average. Okay,
yeah.
Well, average is really all you needed. Yeah, you got the code. It took a few minutes, but you got the code.
Turns out it was on a sticky note on the back of the monitor.
Irene is... Well, you know what? I'm not willing to turn this back on, actually, so I don't want a remote way to handle this.
That being said, Hypoist might not want a remote way to handle it, but Irene certainly does. Because that's a big fuck off weapon.
This facility has a transceiver, not a receiver, and the nanites only receive, they don't transmit. So you would have to add hardware in order to make it so that you can input it from
That's perfectly all right. Schematics are getting downloaded into the virtual tablet though.
Of the nanoplague?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't want to give you that.
Well, too late. Time has it.
Are you going to try?
Irene probably shouldn't have the TID-PP either.
Irene has to at least point at one person at a time with the TID-PP.
Do I need to make some sort of check if I'm trying to do this without being noticed?
Are you trying to do it without being noticed?
Yeah, because Irene's pretty sure that Hypoist doesn't want that to happen. Yeah. Oh God, misdirect. I don't have any more hero points.
I'm not going to be making an awareness check though because I trust Irene.
Okay, so this is just a pass-fail for me. Wonderful.
Because I trust Irene.
Yeah, well, that's just barely a fail.
Okay, so I suppose you see Irene downloading the schematics of the nanites.
I most likely see it too.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it right now. Mommy and Daddy can fight later.
Okay, cool.
And then deactivate.
They're already deactivated. Yeah.
Yeah. That was done immediately.
Okay, perfect.
All right, let's guide our new pal out of the room.
We need to tell our friend.
Well, actually, he starts scooting his chair back over to his workstation.
No, we're bringing him out with us.
There's really no need for that. Listen, you need a different access code to reactivate the nanites, which I don't have. I can keep doing my work from here. You got your little revolution. Now let me get back to work.
No.
He says that I'm gonna probe him. Tell the truth.
You want to probe him? That's all I heard.
Yeah, to see if he's telling the truth.
Oh, to see if he's...
I like your enthusiasm of not knowing what the probe involved, Jacob.
Well, no, I didn't know what you wanted. Yeah. The fuck.
Unfortunately, I only have like a 50-50.
All right.
Probe. Thank you, Matt Hatter in chat. It is Randall from Monsters Inc.
Who
See,
is?
I only saw that movie once, and I
The purple
saw
guy.
English
The
class, so
lizard
it was
guy.
Spanish, so I remember nothing.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, I already failed.
Oh.
Oh, I already failed.
Oh, for deactivating the nanites, everybody get a hero point.
Ha 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 ha. No,
Which makes it sound like it's a good thing, but it might not be.
You know what? I'm gonna spend a hero point just to make that a success, just because I want to know if he's lying.
Okay. He's not lying. He does not have the code.
Okay. It's like, for what it's worth, he's telling the truth. He doesn't have the code, so he couldn't do any harm.
This entire room can do harm. We're not gonna just leave it here.
All right, so I have like an idea, and bear with me here. What if we take this shit brick with us and let Kibby decide? Let the people decide if work on the nanites needs to continue or if just shutting it down is what they want. If they decide that you can continue your work, then you can continue your work.
You know, it was this oversized, I think it was a marsupial
on
Earth.
Oh, you lovely, like, sweet summer child. You thought I was talking to you. No, shut the fuck up. The rest of you, does that option work?
Wait, I really want to hear what he was gonna say though, just based on that intro.
All right, go ahead and deliver your punchline, but you don't get a say in this.
Anyway,
I
yes.
believe on Terra, they had an animal called a kangaroo. And this animal represented a court system in which people like me are marched to their death just doing their job.
Oh no, your involvement in this project only started with you trying to fix it so that it wasn't harming citizens. You didn't have anything to do with developing it, right?
I did develop it. It wasn't supposed to do this, but it doesn't matter, does it? It's a revolution, right? Gotta get bloody. One lizard's head isn't gonna make much of a difference. I'll go with you.
Oh my god, you are
whine so much. I wasn't even planning on bringing him. I was just getting him out of this room. Oh my god. Okay, I am physically going to try to move him from this room.
He's not fighting you. He'll fall.
Yeah. I roll his little chair out.
He'll walk. All right.
Everybody else out of the room.
Like, as a player, I genuinely love this NPC.
Elise, please hand me a couple of the grenades.
Irene hates him.
Actually, you know what? I want to go back to those guards to see if they had any bindings.
Yeah, probably.
Well,
I straight up will let this guy go. He seems like he's beat himself up enough knowing that people died, but I'm getting rid of the room that all of the nanobots are controlled by, and we're gonna go and beat up or
you're gonna blow up the room?
Yeah.
Okay, Irene, you would know that if this room goes, the nants are off forever.
They're off forever?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the point.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, so you guys get enough concussion grenades.
Gonna turn it back on.
Right. You guys have enough concussion grenades to make it go boom.
IPOS, when you start doing that, I just Rizik's gonna put a hand on your shoulder and be like, IPOS, not that I want these nanobots reactivated, they do way too many harm, but if it comes to know that this room is destroyed and they cannot be reactivated, the sphere mandate might decide, you know what, fuck the discussion, just an FYI.
The sphere mandate already knows it's turned off. Also, we were able to resist the nanobots just by wearing a life support suit. They prefer to have a discussion, is really all it is. They're not gonna waste their energy pancaking the planet when they've been killing themselves. This is messed up, and this is what happens when you give a very small portion of a planet the power to, like, just release something that kills everyone and let them hide out in a little hidey hole.
Also, that's not the sphere mandate's tactics. They are not conquerors. They are colonizers.
They assimilate, yeah. So I don't think they're gonna come in and shoot everybody up. They're gonna talk about it because it makes them look better to the people on the planet if they talk about it.
Right. And that's not their modus operandi. They're not going to do that.
I trust both of you. Fair enough.
Strange choice, but okay.
And it was at that moment that he knew he had fucked up.
Okay. You guys head out, and I mean, you clear out all the security between you and the
objective.
Well, no, the loading bay, which is where Hysand Banks is waiting for you with his delivery car. He's doing some kind of futuristic version of chain smoking, because his nerves are gone crazy. And he's like, "Oh, you guys did it! Did you bring the Fliz with you, or did you just get him out of the room, blow it up?" And
I'm pretty much just leaving him behind. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless Irene really wants to bring him, but I think the people will probably, burn him on a spit.
Right. That's as much as she hates him, that is a possibility that she doesn't want to be a part of.
A wise man once said, a person is smart, a group of people is crazy. Not exact quote. I don't remember the exact quote.
Anyway, we leave him behind. Let him cry about his research or whatever. And
one person is intelligent. Multiple people, something dark side is exactly how that went.
Yeah, I remember it clearly now. Okay, do we want to go to the hideout?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, unless Kibby is like, hey, we're going to meet them here or whatever. Or, oh, we need to take the Involucre up. Then in that case, we're going to the Involucre. Following her lead.
All right. You guys start heading back.
Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. We did it. We did kill a lot of people, but they were faceless guards.
All right, you
And
guys.
we did not check
He
their
drops you
wallets
off
for
at the
family
underground entrance, or the above ground entrance to the underground, hideout.
Yeah.
In the old city, where Kibby and her brother are. You guys make your way down the winding corridors, and you find where the hideout is, and you come through the entrance that isn't protected. And this time, the brother isn't there to meet you, Silnar.
I don't like this vibe. I get my salt laser out and start. Kibby? Silnar? We did it! Kibby? Start, like, wandering through rooms.
Okay.
Clearing the building.
Yeah. You go through every room except for the one where you met Kibby and Silnar, and they're all empty.
So let's go into the one where we met Kibby and Sonar.
Okay.
Always in the last place you look.
You guys open
they
the
have
door
their
and you step
earphones on.
inside, and you find Gibby and Silnar.
Are
They
they
are
dead?
both strapped to chairs, mouths covered, with streaks of their own blood running down them, looking at you with 8 fearful eyes. It's just the two of them in the room, though.
I'm gonna go check on them, but I'm gonna be careful.
Psychic history.
Okay.
Psychic history.
They look like they've been worked
Oh.
over. Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Okay, they don't look like they've been, just in case somebody would be crazy enough, they don't have like any sort of potential bomb or traps
Awareness
to them.
check.
Awareness. I don't get any bonuses, so that's gonna be straight up. 19. Wow, stellar.
They don't seem to have any kind of rigging on them other than their minds.
I'm gonna psychic history the room.
Okay.
Oh my god. I think I know why you're doing so well. Because I'm doing terrible.
Okay.
And since I this is going on in tandem, now I'm gonna do a medicine to check if they're all right. I've got a natural +1. My med pack wouldn't give me anything, and I would assume it's first aid. That would be +2. That's just average, but that's still good.
Okay. They seem fine. They seem to only have superficial injuries.
I'll remove the thing that mutes them.
Mouth
As soon as you pull the mouth cover off of Kibby, she's sobbing and she goes, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know that's where the information came from. I'm sorry.
Shh, Kibby, it's okay. We'll handle it. We'll handle it.
And then
We
Razik
can do it.
steps over and pulls the mouth wrap off of Silnar, and he just blurts out, "They're still here." And right when he says that, 5 individuals seem to just appear as they deactivate their invisibility fields. And Irene recognizes them by their garb. They are wearing chrome blue armor with golden trim, and they have the trappings of a very specific type of soldier. These are extraction activity, no, that's not it. They are something that sounds a little bit cool. Not that. They're extraordinary activity operators, which is the cream of the cream of Sphere Mandate ground pounders. They're the most elite spec ops that the Sphere Mandate has. But one of them,
I'm flattered.
Space Navy SEALs.
Space Navy SEAL. Actually, this is probably Space SAS. But one of them,
SAS after us.
One of them looks a little different. Instead of gold accents, he has black accents. And every Saldrosi soldier has a face mask made of that chrome blue.
Sphere Mandate soldier.
Sphere Mandate, what did I say? Saldrosi Empire?
Yeah.
Sphere Mandate soldier. And it's built into this helmet, right? So everyone looks like they have a shiny Exalvi face that kind of like sits in front. He has the same thing, but he has this black hood made of metal links. And you recognize him as a cohort. Cohort or militarized psionics. Extremely well trained, extremely dangerous. And as soon as he materializes and you catch attention, at least he busts out the side blades, the troops kind of ready their weapons. He doesn't move. He doesn't seem to react. Because he's staring right at Irene. And his face mask pops.
Even with the Tanya Delacroix? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. His face mask pops and slides up to reveal an Exalvi underneath, who's looking at Tanya Delacroix and says, "Take off that disguise, progenitor." I've seen your face 1,000,000 times to know when it's changed color.
And what Irene knows of the cohort, like, she's made, right?
Not only are you made, but he called you a very specific title.
Uh-huh.
He called you progenitor.
Uh-huh.
You know what that means. I know what that means.
Uh-huh.
And he's waiting for you to remove the mask. As politely as he can.
Wait, as Tanya's doing this, like, doing the movement to remove the mask, Rizik will say in a rarely used sarcastic tone, he's gonna say, Tanya, you've been hiding this from us?
Alright. So Irene freezes. Awesome timing.
I push the button.
Okay, yeah. You hit the button and it just kind of collapses into a collar. On behalf of the Sphere Mandate... Can y'all hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's through a door! On behalf of the Sphere Mandate, I'd like to thank the four of you for carrying out this operation. Your intelligence that Kibby used to disable the nanoplague was given to her by me.
Oh, so we can still come to an agreement here.
We can. So long as that agreement includes Irene Marcos returning with me to New Eden.
We can discuss specifics. I'm gonna go ahead and get I'm gonna be like assault rifle in one hand, like trying to unbind an arm with the other while I chat, right?
You can leave me the unbinding.
So no, I'm helping Kibby.
Before we do anything rash, and now he looks at Elise, you should know that both of your friends here have been implanted with explosive devices. If any of my four men or myself will die, a dead man switch will activate, and they will both die.
Well, I'm not planning on shooting you. Goodness, I had this out
Perhaps-
because we didn't know who was here. We've been trying to get a hold of you this whole time to discuss this entire issue. That's why we had Kibby, make an announcement in the first place. We have some information on Saldrin movement in the Wild Cluster. We apparently have an Exalvi in our midst.
What are you saying, Elise? Sorry.
I was gonna say, Elise lowers the side blades but doesn't turn them off.
Okay.
And even besides that, we have a hostage that we would like to get to you because this is a very real threat in the whole of the fire expanse, if not all of space itself. It's lovely that you came to us. I thought we were going to have to fly up to you, actually.
So there are 5 chairs in this room. 2 of them are occupied. The cohort steps over and pulls 2 chairs out. And then he sits down in one and says, Sergeant, bring us some tea.
Wonderful. So.
Alright, new guy, give me a science check.
Wood biology.
Yes.
Perfect. Science is a +1, that's a plus. That's a stellar.
Yeah. They have some kind of device that was burrowed into their neck and then wrapped around the vertebrae in their neck. Is it called a vertebrae when it's in the neck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Effectively, what I'm going to do is explain what we have, but not the details, if that makes sense. Like, we have information regarding the Saldrin on these locales. We also have personally been on board of a Citadel class ship, so we know something of the layout. Like, say, these are the things we're willing to offer. What this planet of Helgurg wants in exchange is established sphere mandate base, but Helgurg autonomy. So the sphere mandate can move from Helgurg into the Wild Cluster, not necessarily having to control it, but rather having like a diplomatic, like military embassy, a military
Open
base on
open
Helgurg.
borders treaty.
Yeah, like an open borders treaty, so that they can have access to the wild cluster that's not controlled or even really understood or known by the Saldran.
So at this point, the
And I'm
sergeant
laying
has
on the charm.
right. He's busted out a mess kit, so it's not like fancy china or anything, but it does have tea, and it's very dark and strong. And
Hyper West does the thing where he like will smell it and then start talking again.
right, okay. And the cohort listens to you with rapt attention, and finally he takes a sip of his tea, and he says, "Interesting. Well, I regret that we roughed up the new leader of Helgurg so badly. Here is some concessions that I've been authorized to make. We will facilitate your transfer of government. You won't have to do anything.
Love that for Kibby.
We will not occupy Helgurg, but we will require permission to construct an orbital. One designed for refuel, rearm, and defense.
Kibby is not currently in a state to approve, but I imagine, Kibby, are you feeling okay?" Like,
She's just sobbing. You know,
yeah,
like,
yeah. I'm gonna like have a hand on one of her hands pretty much the whole time and be like, Kibby's not necessarily in a state to agree to these but I do imagine she will once we come around.
As the orbital is being built and once it is finished, you shall retain your autonomy, but you shall be a protectorate state under the sphere mandate, and shall be all staging ground for operations within the Wild Cluster. Shall garrison no soldiers on the planet's surface, nor shall we enter atmosphere with any of our warships. At the request of the new government, we will send unarmed vessels for supplies and medical aid to your sick and wounded. All of this hinges on the non-conditional surrender of Irene Marcos into my custody.
You know, we did bring a lot of extra stuff to the table.
I'm offering
Why
you
do you need Irene? I mean,
I'm
till
offering
now,
to put your weeping
Anya
Albish in
Della-
control of this planet. I figured that's compensation enough. But my mission has nothing to do with Helgurg. I'm speaking on behalf of the captain of that control carrier, as our operations coincided.
Name your captain.
Kremenov.
Do I recognize that?
I mean, I don't know how much Irene knows of the military structure.
Considering her upbringing?
Okay. Kremenov is an old guard control carrier captain.
Okay.
He knows his stuff. He's very
What's his reputation?
honorable. But also, when it comes times for the fighting,
He's hardline.
Yeah.
We'll have to discuss it, mainly because this offer I'm not qualified to accept on behalf of Helgurg. That goes to Kibby, and she's clearly not in a state because she has been put under coercion.
If it's all right, I'd like to speak with Irene alone.
No.
That's
Sorry.
fine.
Absolutely not was what I meant to say.
It's fine.
Hypois looks at Irene and says, "Oh,
it's fine.
Can we handle the explosives and our good friends here first?"
Cohort, have your men remove the explosives while you and I are talking.
We shall remove the explosives from Kibby.
Then we don't talk.
Yeah, you don't really need these anymore if you're gonna like sit in a room alone with Irene, which is brave enough.
Your Starkeeper still has her psi blades
I
ignited.
was about to say, like, as they're making this, I do finally turn them off. And if there's a glitter show, I even put them away. They're out of my
She's
hand.
look, she's it's more out of habit than anything.
I'm not drinking the tea though.
He sets down the tea. Very well, remove both of them. And he gets up and he steps
Alright,
out of the room.
Alright, Kibby, it's gonna be okay. I'm so sorry.
Do we all remember where the components are?
Yeah, you only quizzed me on it like 5 times.
Do we remember where the power supply is?
Elise sees this. Elise would have paid close attention before he put everything.
Giggle, yeah.
If I don't come back, destroy it.
Look, in and out. We'll be in and out.
And Irene will step out of the room.
Okay.
Oh, fuck you, Jacob.
So
I just kind of figure we can get Irene back.
So once the two of you are more or less alone, he puts his hands behind his back and he says, "You must realize how disappointing it is when I received the update on my progenitor.
You must realize I don't give a fuck how disappointing it was. You know why I'm out here. You know why I'm doing what I'm doing. You don't agree with it, that's your fucking fault.
Don't understand how someone of your pedigree and breeding turn your back on New Eden and all we've accomplished. And partnered up with that lunatic, Celise."
Do you see what you did to those 2 innocent people in that room?
We were simply
These
confirming facts.
You were confirming facts by beating senseless and installing explosives in 2 innocent people. Do you understand
He raises a hand, expecting you to stop talking.
How absolutely corrupt your power has made you and all of us, and what you stand for is evil.
I have received a more recent report suggesting that your psionic abilities have finally developed.
Irrelevant.
Not irrelevant. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here. You were not bred to serve in the military. You do not understand the hard choices we must make in order to achieve our goal. I know you were raised better than this, progenitor.
Ooh.
I was raised to not simply fall in line. I was raised to ask difficult questions and to make difficult decisions and to do difficult things that were necessary for the advancement of my people. And then I found out exactly how fucked my people are. So yes, I understand the hard decisions. I understand the sacrifices that have to be made. You think that I wanted to leave? You think that I actually wanted to step away from my life's fucking calling? To give all of that up? To come fix the mess of the Fire Expanse that assholes like you have made it?
Our legacy was born in the light of soul, perfected by millennia upon millennia of innovation. We are the inheritors of the Milky Way. And just because we get our hands dirty from time to time, you think you're self-righteous enough to spit in our faces.
You better fucking believe it.
How many planets has the sphere mandate destroyed?
Fuck you.
That's a low blow.
It was really
How many
good.
Tahanan ships have you destroyed?
Oh.
I have another report that might interest you, that the Tahanan are only alerted because of a ship called the Androla.
Man, who's telling him all this?
Well, you're dealing with one of the most powerful factions.
Yeah, no, I
in your
fully
known
believe it.
world.
I'm also like,
In Irene's defense, I alerted them, not Irene. That's on me.
yeah, we're not very quiet either.
And you're now traveling with the Starkeeper. Has she told you
Yep.
the horrors wrought upon her people by the Saldrosi Empire?
Yep. They're just as fucked as you are.
Now,
And I'm gonna stop them too.
Your delusions of grandeur have tired me. Will you accept our offer, or shall we expedite matters?
This is exactly what the fuck I'm... Shall we expedite matters? Shall we invade this completely innocent planet who has nothing to do with your big dick contest with the Saldrosi and fucking murder more of them? Do you understand the words that are coming out of your own fucking mouth?
I never speak without thought. I had hoped you would share that sentiment. I had hoped I'd gotten it from you. I see I was mistaken.
Look.
I have no interest in discussing philosophy or politics with you, Irene. I simply want to bring you home per my orders.
If he can guarantee the safety of the people of Helgurk from his control carrier, then I will agree to go meet and speak with your captain.
Kremenov.
I am not turning myself over.
Kremenov will die before he sacrifices control of this sector, this system.
That's a discussion for he and I to have.
Then you wish to have an invitation to the control carrier. I can arrange that.
Us too. Irene, us too.
And my crew is coming with me.
The Starkeeper will have to be searched. No weapons will be allowed.
Fine.
Especially plasma swords.
Fine. She doesn't need them.
They don't know about the doctor.
Let us discuss it.
Look, they've searched Elise before.
I only managed to hide one now.
So, the man steps back inside. No one has asked him his name.
Yeah, of course not. Seems like if I did that,
my Cyblades to kill someone.
That's true.
if we did that anyway, Irene would be like, "What the fuck, guys?" So I'm way more scared of her than I am of this dude.
Irene and I have discussed, and while we have not come to an agreement, she has put forth that she wishes to speak with Captain Kremenov aboard the control carrier. Assuming all of you agree to travel unarmed, I can facilitate that. But I don't understand how it will benefit you. I am able to speak with as much authority as he on these matters. But if we really must skip the middleman, as they say in the Wild Cluster, we can take you to our transport.
I think mostly he just wouldn't be as personally invested.
Caddy. Hypost is like specialized in sphere mandate culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a roll.
Nice.
Should have done this a while ago.
Specialized and culture. And that should just be +2.
Okay.
Never mind.
There are still gaps in your knowledge.
Yeah. I mean, I left school early.
Just out of curiosity,
Run
culture,
around space.
It's true.
is it influence or culture that you get a +1 when they're not Celeste?
Influence.
Influence.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's why I wanted to talk to the captain directly, as I was like, I can put on the charms. But this dude is way too personally invested in having Irene back, so it's like it wasn't gonna do anything talking to him and making
I will leave
negotiations.
you and the Albish to discuss. We shall wait outside in our transport. If you're not there within the hour, we'll assume the deal is off. Sergeant, take the men out.
All right. I'm gonna try and like get Kibby to like pay attention. It's gonna be okay. Like pat her cheeks.
Yeah.
I think that would be an empathy roll bedside matter.
Yeah, do it.
Me?
Yeah, do it. Empathy doesn't
Yeah,
get used
sure.
enough.
I'll help you as a doctor to try and shake her off the shock state. I have empathy, so +2.
Okay, so I have a +3 total. I have empathy. Hell yeah. I'm gonna talk to her. That's an excellent. I'm gonna talk to her real gently. Like, okay, come on, let's.
Okay. She
Big
starts
breaths
to
into
collect
the nose.
herself and stiff up her
she's
lip.
an Albish.
She's an Albish, yeah.
Not in through the nose, but you know. Mindfulness exercise. Let's count things we can feel and then count things we can hear until she like calms down.
Okay.
Okay. Kibby, we have a chance here to talk to the captain of that control carrier. Do you want to try to be there? I think you could look so cool walking in there, freshly bloodied up from this asshole's messed up move. You can demand more, but also I understand if you are mentally not in a place. I will go for you. I will negotiate for terms, but I need you to be okay with whatever we bring back. Or you can go and I will hold your hand and I will back you up.
Hey, Post. I hack computer terminals and steal credit card information and blackmail. I can't lead Helgurk.
All we have to do is get y'all set up to find someone else. You don't have to do this forever. And if you want me to go and talk to them and say like I am sent by and I am allowed to confirm our deal, I could do that.
Yeah.
I can do that for you. That's what being in charge is, okay? You just tell everyone else what to do.
I delegate this to you.
Okay. And start thinking about someone else to take the job. That way you can get back to hacking stuff.
And then she tries to look at Irene, but can't. And says, Irene, I didn't know it was them.
It's not your fault. This is what they do. This is literally what they are born for and what they are trained for their entire lives. You shouldn't be apologizing to me. I should be apologizing to you because he wouldn't have been here without me.
And if it reassures you, that's not our first rodeo of such things happening.
Well, also, look, Kibby, of course it was them. We understood that was a risk, but we were willing to show up. I'm just so sorry that they came down for you. Okay? We're going to make this better. I'm going to make this better.
Okay.
All right. And then we'll head out.
Okay, good luck.
Wait, Razik, can you make did we see them like remove the device?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Razik oversaw.
I would have monitored.
It was actually a really quick procedure. Easy in, easy out when you have the right device.
Cool.
Not imagining them searching at Lacey. It's like she has 2 side blades, a vibrochakram, a vibroblade, 3 concussion grenades, and an optic bomb on her person.
You remember in the book Two Towers when they go to meet Theoden and they have to leave their weapons at the door, and each one of them is like, "Yeah, so this is my dad's. This will fuck you up, and if you touch this sword, I have to kill you." That's what I imagine she's like.
So I'll go ahead and leave the assault laser, the vibro blade, the high-powered laser rifle, and the normal laser rifle. But my pistol is in like a little discreet holster, so I get bonuses, I think, to the misdirection of keeping it on my person.
Yeah.
Let me double check what that bonus is.
Okay, well, Irene would know because she probably worked on a variation of it. That may
You're gonna find it.
That may fool them until you get to the control carrier, but the control carrier's internal sensors can pick up everything.
Yeah.
All right, then I'll just go ahead and leave it. I don't want to lose my pistol.
So like, don't even stress. Things are not gonna get violent up there.
Yeah, I don't really anticipate it either. It just makes me nervous.
If the cohort says that the captain is willing to meet with us, then the captain is willing to meet with us. And everything I know about this captain, he is honorable, he is a man of his word, and we will not be harmed, and Helgurg will not be harmed. This is going to be fine. Everything is fine. Everything's gonna be fine. This is fine. I'm fine. You're fine. Everything is fine.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about it later.
Lacey hands over the side blade. She's like, if we end up leaving the sector, these had better be on the same ship as me. They don't have to be with me. They better be on the same ship as me because they go where I go, even if they're not on my person.
That reminds me of a certain Jedi who went somewhere without his lightsaber once in our Star Wars campaign.
Ah, shut the fuck up.
I believe the quote was, "I don't care about the shove it up my ass. I'm never leaving this thing again."
Yep. That's exactly what that was.
Good times. All right. So you guys make your way.
I would say that in the movies. It would make them a lot more interesting.
Especially if Liam Neeson said it in his natural accent.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Let's make our way downtown.
All right, you guys are walking up to the assault shuttle, basically, where an entire squadron of extraordinary activity operators are waiting for you. Weapons down, all cordial.
Hyperwest is nervously putting hand over his stubbly hair.
Right. Does anyone want to say anything before you guys board? Just in the last moments to yourselves?
Well, no, but to you.
Oh.
Rizik will have brought the med pack in a satchel, like kind of a slung over handbag.
Sure.
And he'll let them look through it. There's nothing special. It's just a med pack.
Right. Okay. But no one has anything to say or ask or infer?
Ask? I mean, I can infer. I told Irene we'll talk about it later.
Well, it'd be really cool if at the end of the session...
No. I got you. Trust me, I got you on this.
Okay.
Irene.
All right. No, it's fine. He's got me.
Yeah,
wait.
I've got it.
Go ahead, Vega.
I'm gonna do the talking. Okay?
Let's go ahead and go with that for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
But if I say I need to take over, I need you to trust me that I need to take over.
Okay, Irene, I do know that you're familiar with the conversational beats of the Exolvi, but you're, as a group, not known for really your social presence. Or maybe too known for your social presence.
But
what was the hand
Well,
up?
I'm like, but now you're amongst your fellow Exolvi. So no one has any social presence.
Yeah. Actually, I am remarkably charismatic and likable.
Oh.
Wait till you meet Kremenov.
And that's great. You've done a lot and you've come so far. I'm gonna need more than that.
Look, long story short, I love you, and I tolerate you.
That's the best part.
And Your exuberance for life and all of its beautiful, wonderful life forms might not go over so well with the captain or any other Exalvi.
I'm incredibly well read, but
I-
I concede that's a good point.
It just if it looks like there's going to be any faux pas, I'll step in because there's a lot. Our society is
That'll be a fun little role reversal.
Very advanced and very intricate, and I don't expect
anyone,
my friends, to understand the complexities.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely don't expect lesser life forms to understand the complexities, which you are not. That has been established. Like, if there's a pecking order, it's going to be Exalvi, then you guys, then the rest of the galaxy.
Uh-huh. We're not like the other ones.
I left because they're a bunch of raging assholes. And yeah. Just trust me if I need to step in.
Okay.
This is fine. You're fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. We're good. Yep. And she'll reach into her jacket and rub the friendship bracelet, but won't actually show it.
Yeah.
Because that's a sign of weakness.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the 4 of you are escorted onto the assault shuttle, and they start making takeoff preparations. Everyone buckles in, and the cohort sits down next to Irene when he straps in, and the assault shuttle starts to take off. And without looking at her, he says, "You know, progenitor, they'll ask you about it."
You know, I don't have secrets from my friends.
I meant the captain, Kremenov.
Oh. And he can ask all he wants. He's not going to get his hands on it.
And that's all you get out of him.
I just... I don't even know how to address you, like how to speak to you. Like, you want to talk about disappointed. You have bought into all of the propaganda, haven't you? You're just a good little soldier that's going to do exactly what you're told. And the fact that you're even capable of buying in like you have, just it makes me, I can't believe they made you. I am fucking speechless at the fact that you came from me. I have no son.
You've been spending time with outsiders too much, progenitor. I'm not your son. And yes, I did come from you.
You led me down the wrong path, Jakin.
No, I mean, he is biologically your son.
Yeah.
That's not how he would view it.
Right,
you were right. I like it because it makes it seem like Irene has been spending time outside of New Eden, and so yeah. So anyway, what I was saying, I did come from you, but unlike you, there were no imperfections in my breeding.
Oh, fuck you.
Even Vegas is shocked.
All right, I think that's where we're gonna stop with that interesting revelation, which had a little speed bump, but we'll elaborate on it more next session, I'm sure. Aside from Elenia, any other shout-outs? You guys were kind of captivated. Okay, Elenia, you go ahead and do your shout-out, and then we'll close out.
Hey, everyone. I'm Elenia. I have a Twitter at Zol. My name. I lost my train of thought there. I also have an Etsy shop, Ultimate Nerd Stop. I make custom coasters, hats, scarves. You can find really cool things. Like this is gonna go up soon, and those are fun. And if you have any ideas for coasters or anything like that, just send me a message on Twitter. I love taking the new ideas and creating new things. I also keep forgetting to tell Jakin. This is my bad. I also have a Twitch. It's at Eleni Zol, so it's the same thing. So just go ahead and check out my Etsy shop or my Twitter. I don't really post anything, but you can send me messages there. So see ya.
You think the one player who lives with me would remember to tell me to update their card?
You think, but no.
No, that'd be too easy.
That'd be too
Yeah,
easy.
exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, that's the session. Hope you guys had a good time. We'll be back next week. Another session of Lost Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you have a great week and a great night, and good night.